ultralight. So I don't know how it's going to work on this show.
All right, check this out. What is going on, people? We are live. Another episode of the next podcast. What is going on, chat? Good to see everybody in the house coming in early. And yes, you can tell I am excited. One of the games I have been waiting for so long has come out. It came out early. It came out last night, and I have been, diving in and playing that when I haven't been working on this show, and I can't wait to get into that. Guys, I gotta say, I do like the move to Thursday. I'm still getting used to having the show at this time, but I'm digging it right now. I am definitely digging it. How about the panel? You guys like the change to Thursday so far?
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I get my weekends back, so I'm good.
Yo, hold up. Shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat early. He said, Battletoads got an 8 from IGN. Congratulations, Xbot. Not congratulations me, but congratulations to the gamers out there that know games are supposed to be fun. They're not all supposed to be heavily story driven, dense, kind of almost negative emotional experiences through 80% of the game and stuff like that. Some games are out there just for you to have fun, and I think that's what that game is. We will get into it though, and I got to do the intros, but first thing, I have a special shout out to make. A shout out to somebody in the community that he's out there on social media all the time. He is in the chats for multiple podcasts. This shout out goes to my brother, the moderator of the year, UK Dazarus. For people who don't know, a few months back, Dazarus had a medical issue. He suffered a stroke, and with that, he definitely lost feeling on one side of his body. One thing I can say, if you check out his social media and you check out his videos and stuff like that, the determination this man has to get back to what, back to 100%, to see his work ethic, him out there walking, when it comes to playing games, getting in there and doing his best to rehab and to come back full strength. Absolutely inspiring. Daz, this shout out is for you, brother. Dude, I am so proud of you, man. It's absolutely insane to see the progress you have made in such a short time. And I can only imagine how this is gonna go, dude. I will never bet against you, Daz, for anything, and I believe you are gonna come back absolutely 100%. I am absolutely incredibly proud of you, bro. But with that being said, we got to get into the intros, and I'm going to start with the man. I believe he was the first in the chat. I'm not sure though. I am not sure. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure if he was the first in here, but I'm gonna announce him anyway. He is a hardcore Gears fanatic. But believe me, guys, and I think a lot of people are out there, kind of, you can see now, he does play other games. He is the creator of Crispy Truth. Crispy Bomb, what is going on, brother?
What's going on, everybody? This is the Crispy. No. Salute to Daz, man. I just gotta say, yeah. Yeah. In this case, no, I'm gonna be really nice and say, Daz, bro, keep it going, man. You're doing great, and I'm glad to see it. I've been playing a lot of different games, just not lately because I've been working a lot. So I'm not going to have much to say on this Battletoads thing quite yet. And that's all I could say about that.
I should have invited the lady. I hear she has more game time in on this game than you do, bro.
That she does. She was very surprised that you could play it last night. I guess it had something to do with Game Pass, but I don't know much about that because that's basically what she's been using lately. It's just Game Pass. So
no, she likes unfinished games, then, as some people would say.
Yeah, the games that nobody should like, even though people like them.
Nice. Well, dude, we're not only talking about that. We have other topics. I'm gonna find a way to get you into the Battletoads topic, though. So you just got to bear with me, man. And we will definitely get you into that. But I gotta go to the next man, and this is my West Coast brother. You guys didn't hear it, but off air, he would not tell me if he played the game, the greatness known as Battletoads. Dark Optimus, what is going on, bro?
What's up, man? I'm happy to be here. You know, it's Thursday. Got my weekend back finally. Shit, man, I'm good.
I had your weekends hijacked, dude.
You did. You hijacked him for a while, and then I was all like, "Bitch, get out of here."
No, that's not what happened at all. But
No, what happened is that I had to work, and that's what happened.
But as always, man, it is good to have you on. I feel like you might have some opinions. I can't wait to hear on whether or not you played Battletoads or not. But we'll get into that when we get into the topics. No, don't say anything yet. But But shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. He lifted me up just to bring me down. He said, "Xbot, don't let it go to your head." Brother. I like the super chat before that, man. That was a lot better. But I'll take it, bro. Love the support. Thank you so much. And next on the list, coming live from the 405. And you know, he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. My brother K-Mega, what is going on, man?
What's happening, man? What's going on, everybody? Good to be here, as usual. What's going on? I'm here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, guys, I asked K-Mega to like and share the show, and I'm not sure if he did. So if you guys don't mind doing that for him, since he feels like, being here is enough, I'm not going to say either way on that one, but definitely hit that thumbs up. Share this out on social media. Let the gamers out there know that we are talking gaming topics tonight. What is up? Oh, snap. It's Mel in the chat. But, guys, one more introduction to go through here. I love having this guy on the show because not only is he a gamer, he also gets into the business side of gaming, which it seems that some people in this community love to talk about. So it is always good to have his perspective on that as well. My brother, AK Predator, what's going on, bro?
All right, man. I'm a little toned down this week since this garbage ass game Battletoads came out. So
oh my goodness!
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get into it though. But yo, PC is built. Hope y'all like that LCD screen I can put up for Battletoads just for you, Xbot.
Dude, that caught a lot of traction out there on Twitter. You had the first one with Master Chief, and then the next one with Battletoads, and it seems like a lot of people liked. I know I was into it, man. Damn, that must have been expensive right there, bro.
It was. I mean, it's a PC build, man. So that's what happens. You spend money on things that you enjoy doing. You just don't talk about it. You be about it. So I told you guys I was working on a PC build. I got one more thing to get. This fucking GTX 30, 80, 90, 40,000 Ti whenever it comes out. And then I'm done with this build. So I've done pretty much everything. But like when I build a PC, though, I make it last. Like this last build I've had since 2014, I think. So I was overdue. So, I mean, when you're going to build something, go big.
Well, just to let you know, my birthday's in January, and if you want to build me a PC that would last for a while, I'm not going to say no. I just want to let you know.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas, right?
we might have to move to that
country.
country.
Knows that.
Yo, Pred, we might have to move to that country soon. So
y'all come on down here, man. Y'all get shot. Y'all be all right.
All right, guys. Let's get into this. And like I said before, one of my highly anticipated games, and this is a game that, I've been talking about for a long time. People have tried to tell me that the game was canceled. They tried to tell me that the game was garbage, too slow, this, that, or whatnot. Well, Battletoads is out now on PC, on Xbox, and of course in Game Pass, which is how I'm playing it. Let's go to my brother Dark real quick. Dark Optimus, I gotta know. Have you played Battletoads, bro?
Ah, man.
This can't be 15 minutes of you hemming and hawing, man. I'm saying, like, come on.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, he did.
I did.
All right,
I did.
dude.
It was like 26 years ago.
I mean, you might as well say that.
Well, dude, I like how they brought that whole 26-year thing into it.
I mean, do you want me to give my honest opinion, or you just want to talk over me?
Can I do a little bit of both though? Can I want both?
Yeah, you could do a little of both, I guess.
All right. Well, yo, dude,
But
let me know what you think about the game. Ups, downs. How much have you played? All that good stuff, bro.
I think so far I've played about 2 or 3 hours. Well, actually, an hour actually.
I'll say 2 to 3 hours. According to some people, you should be done then.
I mean, well, I do pause it and do other things as well. So, but at this moment, I would have to say it's okay. It's not great to me. It's not terrible at all. But it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, like I could play it, and then but there's also some things that are kind of cringy, like some of the dialogue and things like that kind of like throw me off a little bit. But for the most part, I mean,
what when you say cringy off the top of your head, what is like
the voice acting, like some of the voice acting just is a little cringy to me.
There's not a piece of dialogue that
like,
you can quote real quick. Or
I
anything?
I wish that the guys were a little bit more like Pimple in a way, like I don't know. I just feel like Pimple is kind of like more the old style type of Battletoads in a way. But I think the game itself, like the gameplay and stuff, I've seen people say, oh, it's slow and this and that. I wouldn't say that it's slow. I would say that you have to kind of especially on a harder difficulty, you have to definitely strategize what you're going to do when you're going to one level to the next. I thought that the art style is actually kind of cool. I was like thinking to myself like, oh, when we saw it at first, I was like, oh, it's a Nickelodeon cartoon. But at the same time, I look at it, I'm all like, it is, but it's kind of cool that way. Like it reminds me of the old. At first,
you're like, it's Nickelodeon cartoon, and then you're like,
yeah,
it's Nickelodeon cartoon.
right, exactly. That's how I feel. Like it's like, oh, it looks like a Nickelodeon cartoon, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. It reminds me of the old style, like Invader Zim and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely It has its moments of cool, some cool things that go on, but I think for the most part, I'm just kind of like, I got other things I want to play, other things that I'm doing right now. I don't know if I actually go back to it and finish it and play it, but I wanted to definitely play it for this show, and so I can give somewhat of an opinion on the game. But will I play it some more? Probably not.
Dude, well, first off, I gotta ask you, because it starts in the kind of like beat 'em up area, kind of like the foundation of the game. Did you get to like at least like Turbo Tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got did you get all the way through Turbo Tunnel?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I thought
how many times did you die?
That was kind of cool. Probably about like completely die, or just switch
in
character?
Turbo Tunnel by itself. How many times do you think you died? A lot.
No, I mean like in total on that level, or like just
in total
per character.
Man, answer the goddamn question.
I don't understand what he's talking about, because when I'm playing it, like you don't technically die, you switch different characters. So I don't know what you're saying there.
So you haven't played any couch co-op then either, right?
No, I haven't played any of that stuff. No.
Oh, dude, you got to do it that way. But I hear what you're saying. Like when you're playing solo, when one of your characters gets killed, one of the other Toads jumps in. And
Right.
dude, what do you think about the switching just on the regular in the beat 'em up section where you can start a combo with one Toad and just hit a direction on the direction pad and have another Toad come in and keep going with the combo. What do you think about the fighting system, sir?
Well, the funny thing is that I don't like the way that Pimple fights, but I like the way that he talks, like the way that he interacts with the other Toads.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how Zitz fights. Like how he fights is like more of my style.
Zitz is the
like
best. He's the best.
Kind of like that quick, kind of different type of like almost like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when they freaking do karate and stuff like that. I played a little bit of Rash, and I just like I didn't even want to play as him. I was like, I'm going to Zitz, and that's it.
Well, I think Rash has some of the coolest looking kind of special moves,
animations.
Yeah, with the arcade
I could
box
say that
and stuff like that.
I can definitely say that, but I just was just like, okay, this is kind of. I don't know. I just didn't feel satisfied when I was playing as him. I felt more satisfied when I was playing as Zitz. Where you're just beating up dudes constantly. I like that. I also like the blinking. In the game where you when you're dodging, it kind of blinks around the map a little bit. I like that. That's kind of cool. It's just, am I gonna have time to really sit down and just finish it? I mean, I know it's only 3 hours, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit there for 3 hours to play a game. Just not. I usually get 1 or 2 hours, a day, really.
So basically, you're it's okay, but it's not really for you, is what you're trying to say right here.
Pretty much.
And again, I question some of your gaming habits at points in time. Yo, dude, as usual, anytime I feel he's really gonna like this game, and so you throw curveballs at me all the time. I can never.
You want a curveball? I'll give you a curveball. I think Spiritfarer is better than this game.
No, see, I can kind of see that with you. I can definitely. I haven't played Spiritfarer yet, but and I'm not sure if I'm going to. It doesn't look like look like my bag, baby. But all right, brother. I'm gonna let you go for now. I just really wanted to know if you played the game or not. I heard some of your thoughts and opinions. We're gonna get to the other panel members. Before that, I do have to shout out Sir X-Man one more time, hitting up that super chat. He says, "I'm sorry, I gotta bust the bubble for this generation. Flight Simulator is the highest rated game this whole generation, getting pretty much 10s. And Sir X-Man, I will let you know right now, I believe Snaps, the last time I was downstairs, she was playing Flight Simulator on her PC. And dude, I took a look at that. She took off Bradley Airport in Connecticut. You know what? That's one of our topics. Never mind. I'm going to bring that back. We will talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude.
We will.
You put that in the topics, dude.
Dude, I feel like I had too much sugar today. I'm bouncing everywhere right now. Let's go to K Mega, another person who didn't tell me if he played the game or not. Dude, the spotlight's on you, bro. Have you played Battetoads yet?
Yeah, 26 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
See, Pred, you gave him that joke when we were off air. He just used that now, man. I don't know. Have you played the new one?
On Killer Instinct? Yeah.
No. The actual Battletoads game. Delilah Studios. Rare.
Oh,
Battletoads.
I don't know anything about that, man.
So you haven't played then?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, my goodness.
No, I'm playing it right now, actually. God damn it.
Why you gotta mess with me like that, man?
I don't know, because it felt good. It felt good. No, I'm playing it right now. I played it last night. I started playing it last night, so yeah.
All right, man, you got to go in. What are you thinking so far? How much have you played of it already? What do you think about,
I think I'm at the end of the tunnel right now.
You're at the end of the tunnel. All right.
I think so. Yeah.
So you are checking out some of the variety in the game. There's going to be more. There's going to be different kind of like, different gameplay type scenarios and stuff like that in the future.
Yeah.
But what do you think about story, art style, gameplay mechanics, all that good stuff, highs and lows, man? Give us your thoughts and opinions, brother.
The art style, I'm still not the biggest fan of it. The controls and everything like that, they feel really good. I will say that the where I'm at right now in this tunnel, pretty tedious. It's cool, but it's like, do we have to go this long in this tunnel? But other than that, I love the combat. The combat is solid. I think that the game is meant to be quirky. I mean, that's just what they are. Even when they were macho superhero 80s like creatures, thinking of like Howard the Duck and all that stuff. I mean, the voices don't trip me out or nothing like that. I think it's just meant to be. You don't take it seriously. I mean, that's how I kind of look at it. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It's just a fun game to play. I'm digging it. I think it. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just. This is what I think about is trying to hit on that nostalgia, and so like you just got these different type of characters. It's bringing in a little bit of that new flavor with the crazy animations. Because I can remember when I seen Teen Titans Go, and I hated it for the fact that they changed it from the serious Teen Titans, and then when I watch it, every once in a while, it cracks me up. And I find myself liking it. So this is kind of like with this. I didn't get a chance to play it at E3. So it's one of the things, and I'm trying to concentrate while I'm in this tunnel. I got 2 more. Goddamn. Well, I got 1 more. I got Pimple left. Anyway, so it's more of the thing where I'm just trying to. I get it. I get the fact that the game is, for some people, it's just not as entertaining as they wanted it. What maybe they think it should be, or however. I don't know. I just think that the game is it's fun. The combat is cool.
Dude, it's like a $20 arcade game.
That's what I was gonna. That's exactly what I said when I seen it. It was $20, and then people was talking about, well, it was 3 hours to beat. When obviously we know that those people didn't play that game on the hardest difficulty like I am. And
dude, you're playing on hardest difficulty right now?
Yes, yeah, on the Battetoads.
You crazy?
Yeah.
You are crazy.
And so this is and so like I said, I'm concentrating like hell while I'm playing because this damn thing is serious. I only got Pimple left, and I'm jumping through pink shit right now in this tunnel. And so but it's fun. It's fun. It's challenging, and I like that. It's not as challenging as the old schools yet. I'm sure that it'll get there. But I don't know. I mean, for a $20 title, the one thing that I can say that I'm disappointed about is not the online co-op. That to me
Thank
is.
you for bringing that up too. By the way,
yeah.
Some people online before you didn't even say anything about that. But go ahead.
The couch co-op, I know it's cool, but for 9 times out of 10, I don't think that more. I mean, I would think more people would play this game online, and they would have a better feel for it playing with friends online. Because a lot of people that I say that they're talking to, they're not playing with like friends, they're playing with their kids, which is absolutely cool. But to me, it's kind of like just a missed opportunity for people to just give you that, for if they're going for a higher rating or something like that. Or maybe Xbox is just kind of in that mode because the games, they get rated just because they're Xbox games or whatever, that they're just like, hey. But I just think that that's just a missed opportunity. I know that they said it's going to come later. But how much later?
Say that?
I thought they did.
Dude, if they said that, like first off, I haven't seen that yet. Like,
or maybe I read that from somebody else. I don't know. I thought they were going to bring it. I thought they said that they was going to bring it later, but it's a missed opportunity if they don't bring it at all. I mean, because that to me, it's just kind of like the whole situation with Crackdown 3's online. Like if you can play with lobbies, I guarantee you there'll still be people playing that game.
This game screams online co-op.
It screams online co-op, and so that's why I'm like, you could have delayed this. Nobody would have complained. Nobody would have cared. People there would have been maybe you and maybe some others that would have been like, hey man, what happened to Battletoads? But it's just kind of like a game called Tunic. Nobody talks about Tunic, but that game, it's supposed to have came out like 2 years ago, and because the game needed to be fixed, and there was other things that they wanted to add to it, people just really didn't care. And that Battletoad was in that same category where if you just took the time and then implemented the online, I think there'll be more people that would have. I think. Well, I'm not Otter, because Otter is just a different type of gamer. This is just not this type of games. Yeah, he's just a different type of gamer. He's just not into these type of games. But as for me, when you try to compare it to the next game that's like this, which is Streets of Rage 4, Streets of Rage 4 is better in the sense of the online compare. Because like when me and Don played it, Don was skeptical of it. I wasn't. When I heard the music, I already knew that I was like, oh, Streets of Rage is going to be the shit. But for like somebody like Don or somebody else that's skeptical and just want to try the game out for whatever it is, when you can play with other friends, it just seems to be just a lot more fun. But this is not to be taken away from anything else about the game. I just think I think the combat is dope. Like I said, it's being quirky. I don't have no problem with it. I think the acting is cool for what it is. I don't know. I don't want all the turtles, all the frogs that sound like Pimple. I mean, I like them that they have different type of voices.
Dude, Rash
and
had a diaper on, man. At one point.
Oh man, so yeah, no, but I did like this, and then I'll let whoever else get to it. I do like the little rare Easter eggs that they thrown, because the last time, before I got done with this stage, they had like this little they showed, I forget, I think it was Rash or the other one, I can't remember, but the little skinny one, he was signing autographs, and you had to do that little mini game, but it was like it wasn't Rash. It was the frog wasn't signing autographs to the people. He was signing autographs to look like something to a character from Sea of Thieves, because everybody was going for the Sea of Thieves character. Yeah, so there was Bones or whatever.
He was stamping the line. Cool. He was like stamping the line for the other guy to sign.
Right. I thought that was hilarious. So if they throw more stuff like that into the game, man, I think that's cool. And again, you have to think about it. It's a $20 title. How can you be tripping out on a title that's only cost $20?
Dude, absolutely crazy. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man one more time, brother. Thank you for the support. He says, guess you'll not be no one getting mad about this game. It's probably the same people that play Castle Crashers. No excuse. Now, I don't know about getting mad, I don't know why anybody would get mad at this game, honestly.
No, I don't either.
When it comes down to it, it is definitely a smaller game. You know that by the price. Right. I think there's a lot of heart to this game. I think there's a lot of character to it. When it comes to the fighting mechanics, I think they are incredibly solid. There's certain ways to do certain combos that have certain animations that come out. Like, when I was playing as Rash, if I hit X 2 times and then hit B, he would punch twice, and then he would pull out a huge dead fish and swing it around him, right? But if I hit X 4 times and hit B, all of a sudden a huge arcade box dropped down, and he started playing video games on the arcade box while it was hitting any enemies near it. So I think there's a couple different layers within the fighting.
What's the biggest combo that you got with him so far?
Well, I got over 100.
I got 200 for when I was fighting there was the guys with the little lasers. I got that. I wish that there was some kind of combo system to where you can jump, you can bring the other frog in to continue the combo instead of it just being that same frog. But I thought that was really cool too, that you can, have those type of long lasting combos like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it's a little more complex than what some people out there are kind of letting on, and then having moves like being able to bring enemies close to you with your toad tongue, or bringing you closer to the enemy. I think like you put all that together, there can be some insane combos. You look at the animations. I haven't seen any type of like frame stutter or anything like that in terms of kind of like the game's performance. So
No,
far.
the game runs well. The game runs really well. No, I mean it's really good and polished. You can't talk about the gameplay at all. I mean, if it's not slow either. That's another thing too. It's not. It's about being strategic. Yeah, they can walk them real slow, but you can double tap twice and then they'll run. And then of course you can do the dash, and then that's enough speed. I mean, it's a lot faster than what it was when I seen it at E3. I didn't like it then, but and the Bloody and them was telling me that the combo system was cool. It just didn't give me that like I'm not too interested into it. But playing it, it's totally different than what I was expecting, and it's
faster
not bad
in your
Yeah,
opinion.
it's definitely faster. It's definitely faster in my opinion.
All right, cool.
From what it was back then.
Because I was surprised. I picked Zitz as my first character to go in and play it at first. I was incredibly surprised at how fast like I was landing punches and popping enemies up in the air and stuff. And I'm like,
what's the big one? Pimple? That's the one I started off with, and I was like, and at first, of course, big guy, you know what I'm saying, represent. And so, but at first I was like, oh, he's moving pretty damn slow. And I was like, oh snap! And then when I accidentally switched, and then I said, oh shit! I said he's really fast. Okay, and then I haven't did the full combo of what you were saying. I did the one where he dropped down and he turned into a shark, and he dove down. Like I mean that's just really cool, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. I know other people got to talk about it, but I enjoyed it.
It's an awesome little game, like
it's a cool little game, man.
People are hating on that shit on social media right now, man.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but I do, from actual gamers on Twitter, social media, I've seen nothing but positivity when it comes to this title, and I gotta give a shout out to Delilah Studios for what they did here. Hand drawn, Saturday morning cartoon, the humor and everything so far with the solid gameplay. They have done an incredible job, in my opinion. But we got to get Pred in on this. Pred, he had a little screen inside his PC, and he had a Battletoads, kind of like a Battletoads GIF showing on that thing. So Predator, I got to ask you, man, have you tried Battletoads yet?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. When I found out it kind of silently launched last night, I jumped on and.
Dude, that was crazy, right?
Yeah. That was a surprise, and like I haven't played a lot of it. I played, I think, to the little what is that called? The when you're on the bike.
Turbo Tunnel.
Turbo Tunnel. I got into that and played a little bit of that. I didn't get all the way through it before I stopped. But it reminds me of Battletoads. It's just like Battletoads 2.0 with a newer story or whatever. If it's a 3-hour game, 5-hour game, whatever it is, it's a $20 game. Like what you're expecting. Even if I had not gotten in Game Pass, I get to use this excuse. I probably wouldn't have played this game at all. But because I played it before. I played 26 years ago. But I will say, like from what we saw, I guess at E3 or whatever the hell the show it was this year, where it looked really, really slow. I think it was last year. To what I'm playing now, it looks a lot, and it plays a lot faster than what I saw. I think my only issue with looking at what I'm playing right now so far is like, Phil came out in 2015 with this shirt with the Battletoads image. So at that point, the ball was rolling, and after 5 years, we get a short, 3 to 5 hour game out of it. And I thought that maybe they could have put a little bit more effort into making the game a little bit longer. From what I'm seeing, like I get if you play it on hard, it's probably gonna last you a couple more hours, but just because of your dying, But for the amount of time that they were talking about this game, putting into it, I think maybe they should have put a little bit more effort into making the game a little bit longer and a little bit more challenging, and change, maybe add something to it. And again, I haven't played all the way through it. Of what I played so far, the little bit I played just reminds me of Battletoads back then. It's like they took the a carbon copy of Battletoads, up-resed, added some new, some speed, some new story, a little bit, and that's
better
it.
animations as well.
Yeah, better animations. Like, I mean, it's not a bad game, so don't get me saying don't think that what I'm saying. I think it's a bad game, but for the amount of time that they've known about this game in the works, and when they come out with the final product, I think it could have been a little bit longer from what I saw, a little bit more, I don't know the word I'm looking for, because the thing is, like, the animations, even the cartoon graphics for this game work well.
Yes,
the jokes, the rare humor, all of that works well. I just think that from what I've heard, I've not played through it, so I'm going to emphasize that now. It's a short game, and I think with the amount of time they were talking about making this game, they could have made it longer and added something newer to it. Again, I've not played it all, so there may be something later on that I ain't seen before, but it just plays just like Battletoads. Now, having said that, I'm going to slightly contradict myself on air on purpose. If you hyped up Streets of Rage, it was Streets of Rage from back in the day. It's the same thing. So I mean, like, I really can't get mad at Battletoads being Battletoads. I think I just wanted more out of it from what I've seen so far. So there's nothing wrong with the game. I mean, it's a $20 game. It plays well. People call it Game Pass filler, but guess what? You need games like this to put in Game Pass. You need these short, quirky, fun games that keep you occupied, keep you interested in something every now and then, because you don't want to play just straight up fucking 30-hour games all the fucking time. Sometimes you need to take a break.
Hold on real quick, Predator. First off, Christopher in the chat, when it comes to Flight Simulator, it has been delisted for Xbox One, and you in the chat just said Xbox. All right? That's what you said. So that means the whole kit and caboodle. Like, it's just not coming to console, which is not true. And if you think Battletoads is a great DLC, what game did it come from in terms of it being DLC? Because, when it comes to Spider-Man, and I know that's what you're referring to, there's a lot of people out there stating that Miles Morales was first started to go into development as downloadable content for Spider-Man PS4. So, brother, I know you're frustrated right now.
Let me ask y'all this. What's the price of DLC going right now?
$20-$30 bucks.
More than Battletoads.
How much is Battletoads?
$20.
$20
bucks. DLC, it's priced exactly where it needs to be.
That's
but
true.
when you buy Miles Morales, I bet that motherfucker's gonna be $60. Maybe 40.
It's gonna be $60. No, it's gonna be $60. It's gonna be $60 because they're gonna throw in the remaster of Spider-Man. You know how that's gonna be. Sony ain't gonna miss out on that money.
So, I mean, I'm if you want to call it DLC, you're not hurting my feelings. It's a $20 game, and I get in Game Pass. You're not hurting my feelings because that's what I would pay for DLC. That's a good price for DLC because that's the average price for DLC. So, like, who cares?
Some DLC is 40. Yeah, so it's according, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not an argument.
I just wanted to put the proper information out there.
Yeah, that's not an argument to me. That's not an argument to me. It's $20. If it was like 60, they holler at me. Then I'll be like,
no. If this game was 30, I would be like, no, because the online. But if it had the online capability,
I was gonna get to that next. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it was 30. Yeah.
And that was my other point. The online not having this is the thing with the online. And I was looking up some stuff earlier. Like, some of the achievements are locked behind multiplayer, playing on couch co-op.
Yes,
you haven't noticed. And so, that's a misstep to me. Like, if you're going to, my kids ain't playing this game. They rather play Fortnite. I might get them to come down and try it, but they ain't gonna sit down and do achievement hunt with me. So if I'm a completionist, it's gonna be difficult for me to find somebody in my neighborhood to come around and play Battletoads with me. Go knocking door to door. Yo, you want to play some Battletoads?
Yo, you want to play some Battletoads? Yo, that's exactly what I was thinking, bro.
Friend. It's gonna be difficult if I'm achievement hunting. So I think that was fucked up for them to put that behind that and not include online co-op. So that's and this is like the second game I think they've kind of done this with, where they didn't have online co-op. I can't remember what the first one was.
Dude, do you remember the backlash with Halo 5 not having split screen multiplayer?
Yeah.
I almost kind of feel like this is like Xbox's answer. Like, you guys said you wanted couch co-op, man. Here you go.
It's not a big deal, but I think if I was achievement hunter, I'd be kind of pissed. I
Yeah.
gotta find somebody to play this with. Like, I like playing games by myself sometimes. Like, I don't want someone to, like, or maybe just getting online and playing. That's the whole purpose of having online, so you can play with people who aren't with you. Like, and then you do something like this. So like, that was a misstep, but everything else about the game, I think is solid. The animations are great. Like y'all talking about combos and shit like that. Like, I have not gotten that far. I think I did like a jackhammer combo. I thought was pretty cool. It seems like every now and then I'll do something that I didn't know I could do, and I don't know what I did to do it. So I think that's pretty cool. That was fun. It's a fun game. It's honestly, if I was a what the fuck is it? The streaming service. If I was doing that like with my phone and my controller, this would be a great game for that. Like, it's a short game. You can just do it on like a little small road trip or something like that.
Oh, for xCloud?
But yeah, xCloud. This is a great game, It's a short game, and like, you don't want a fucking Witcher on xCloud. You're not gonna do that shit in real life. So like, but like games like this, like, yeah, you can jump in, play a couple of rounds, get out. I mean, it's perfect for that. And I think like what I've seen so far, like, I mean, the scores, I think that this guy, I know you hate Meta Who, I know it. I think
Meta Who?
like a 70
Meta Who?
or something like that. I think that's a little low. I think it's probably more like a 79 personally, from what I played so far.
Okay.
But I've not gone all the way through it. But I think what I played there, it's been conflicting. I think it was like a 40 on there, and I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
Dude,
but most of the scores are pretty average.
It's got some pretty good reviews for it being the type of game that it is. I think as well, if there was online co-op, there would be a lot more pretty good scores as well, man.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the knocks on it, because I didn't have the online co-op. I didn't read all the reviews, but I mean, like, I typically don't. I just look at the scores. But that one, when I see that low score, I'm kind of like, why did you give it such a low score? But
that happens all the time, bro.
Yeah, all the time, dude. There's always one motherfucker out there like, I'm gonna scratch my balls and give it a 35 or something. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I need people to pay attention to me. Hold on, yo.
But I mean, like, if you're on the fence about the game, you have Game Pass. I mean, why are you not playing these games? Like, they're basically included with your subscription. Just try it. Like, do like I did. I wasn't gonna buy the game, but I mean, fuck, I got Game Pass. I will try it. Put an hour or two into it, and if it's not your cup of tea, then fucking move on. Like, that's what you're paying for to some degree, to try things you never tried before. So give it a try. Like, I mean, again, will I beat the game? Probably not. But will I put a little bit more time and effort into it? Yes. And I'll go from there. I'll put more than at least 5 hours into it, and by then I'll probably be done with it. But I'll try it out a little bit longer than I have. I mean, it's not my type of game, but I will continue to at least put a little bit more effort into it.
Nice, brother. And shout out to Sir X-Man one more time. Brother, overflowing with support tonight, man. Definitely appreciate it. He said, since Battletoads is so short, more time for golf. Brother, the new golf game is right around the corner. And you remember, I remember my promise to you, bro. That will be fulfilled as well. Now, Crispy, we already know that you didn't get a chance to play this game yet. We do know your lady did play the game, and she was absolutely kind of like giddy over this smaller arcade title, sense of humor and stuff like that. So I'm gonna swing this into a different direction, because people are talking about Xbox needs more studios, and I always see them go for the very, like, top of the list, AAA bangers, all that good stuff. But with seeing a small studio like Delilah go in with a hand-drawn approach, and in my opinion, come out with such a solid game, I gotta ask you, Crispy, and then we can go throughout the panel with this question, and whoever wants to chime in. Crispy, off of what you're hearing right now, off of what you've seen in terms of gameplay, you know, out there on the internet and such, do you think Xbox should consider bringing Delilah under the umbrella as a first-party studio?
I mean, it really depends on how much, you have to pay for it.
Uh-oh.
At the end
They're
of the
still
day.
really small, dude.
So, I mean, hypothetically, hand drawing is a lot of work. I mean,
yes,
you could see how long comics take to come out. Okay, it's not a joke. Like it takes a lot of work. The first point I want to make is that the couch co-op thing, it annoys me because my girl loves it and she lives almost an hour away from me, and I can't play with her when I want to. I have to go and sit down, which is also fun at the same time, and I think that's why she enjoyed it so much, because at the end of the day, you're playing with your son, you're both enjoying it, you're both laughing, like the sense of humor is there, and some people might not get it, they might not understand it. But if you're playing single player, I think you get it less because somebody's going to laugh at some point. The fact is I truly believe, especially, I didn't even know this until K Mega said $20. I said, well, if you look at every Xbox game that's new that has multiplayer, they are on dedicated servers. Do they want to invest the server racks to bring this game onto online? And that's what it probably comes down to. You have to make an investment to make a game online, especially in these days. Everybody forgets when Gears used to say, "Oh, we have dedicated servers," because nobody else did. It was always peer to peer. So you're going to take a $20 game and you're going to put it on dedicated servers. It doesn't make sense to them. But they wanted to release it because it's clearly people are enjoying it. I've seen a lot more people enjoying it than you would even expect. So I'm happy that I can go and bring my controller over to my girlfriend's, and me, her, and her son can play, and we can have a good time. Because at the end of the day, it's an arcade style game. This is stuff that I grew up with, and when it comes down to it, if you enjoy gaming, sometimes you need a little kickback to the old reality of what it used to be. And it seems like, from what you guys are saying, with the fighting and everything else, it is better than what we used to play, which is all good with me.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, back in the day, we had the regular Nintendo, which is what it came out with. And, that was the console at its time. And, that the original Battletoads did do good for that console at that point in time. But the whole hand-drawn aspect and what they're doing with this new one, I think it just takes it to that next level. But, so, Crispy, let me kind of zero in on this before I move to other panel members. What do you think? Do you think that Xbox should consider bringing in Delilah? Like, because I can obviously see that they're a talented studio. They got this hand-drawn aspect. They're going in. You heard K Mega say that, or Predator say that, when it comes to AA games, smaller AA games, they're going to need those under their belt as well. I can see a place in Xbox's first party for Delilah Studios, but I want to know if you can see that. And again, Delilah would have to agree to this as well. That's another thing a lot of people miss. Shout out to Mr. Kima, who talked about Cuphead launched with no online multiplayer. That is absolutely right, Mr. Kima. Thank you for bringing that up. But what do you think? Do you think they should consider it? They should possibly try to get Delilah in, at an early stage and watch them develop. I think they're incredibly talented, man. Do you think they should?
Well, not every game is for every gamer, and when it comes down to it, these small little games that people might just throw to the curb and say it's Game Pass filler. Well, guess what? People play on their phone and they play horrible games, and they enjoy them because at the end of the day, they're invested in it, and they like what they see, and they like how it plays and everything else. So I mean, if you want a little double A, even single A studio that can put out the work that they just did, I mean, from what I'm hearing from everybody, nobody's really complaining about anything but the quirkiness and it being old school. But guess what? They made a good game. I mean, if it's better than Days Gone right now on the Meta Who, then that says something. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a $20 little game that everybody's going to be shitting on, and it's laughable, to be honest with you. And you know what? Bring whoever you want. I trust Phil, and at the end of the day, I know people that enjoy the game, and that's what matters to me. Maybe I won't enjoy it. I'm not saying that I will, but guess what? I get to play with other people, and that's what it comes down to.
All right, check this out. Crispy, I have to say, from the time you have joined this panel, and I'm going to move on after I say this, that was the most politically correct answer I have ever heard from you, brother. And now I'm moving on. Yo, Predator, what do you think? Do you think that Xbox should look into possibly getting Delilah as a first party?
No.
No?
And nothing against them because I think they've done The Escapist. They worked on Sea of Thieves too. What should I say, as well, not two. You'll think it's a sequel. And then this game, like, I think, it's when we think about the studios, Microsoft, we want Microsoft to purchase. It's never what we get. They will say, oh yeah, you should get WB, and then they'll turn around and get Delilah. That's what I mean. And again, like I said earlier, they need companies like this to make games to put in Game Pass. But I think they have enough of those. Like they have everybody in their umbrella is working on multiple games right now, which we have no idea when they're coming out. And if Delilah worked on this game, right, or even Sea of Thieves, right, it took them entirely too long to put this game out, 5 years. And Sea of Thieves we saw in 2012, 2013, and we just got it, 2 years ago. So like, if they're gonna put games out, it's gonna take 5 years to make a game. We need something more frequent from a studio that's gonna be making smaller games, if that makes any sense. If you're gonna make small 3 to 5 hour games, they need to be churning those motherfuckers out like every 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? Not 5.
More like 2 years. More like 2.
Yeah, like if we give them a new game to make, and we want it in Game Pass. Let's say we. Let's say I'm not saying we as in me and you, but let's say Microsoft. And Microsoft wants that game out in 2 years. It's going to take 3, right? And then we say, hey, we need you to make another game. It's going to take another 3 years, maybe 4. So they need studios. If they're going to put Game Pass filler games in Game Pass, they need some shit on the scale of like fucking apps. You know what I'm saying? Like those mobile games you play, where it needs to come out every other fucking year. Like something like it's a fucking pound Game Pass to death with new shit. If it's Battletoads today, it needs to be fucking, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 5 next week. I mean, like if they got to
said 5.
They got to put more games out faster if they're gonna buy smaller studios. And when you buy these smaller studios, you have to beef those studios up to do those smaller games. I think that's why they decided to go with the studios they went with and beef those up, because they had a name for themselves. Okay, let me ask the panel this, and everybody in chat. Did you know the games that Delilah worked on before we mentioned it in this podcast? Probably not. No. Like, why purchase a studio? Like, if they're gonna purchase a smaller studio, Moon Studios, they've shown enough from my standpoint.
Yo, the only thing that bugs me about Moon Studios is they have no headquarters. Like, I feel like they take extra long for their games strictly because they are spread throughout the world.
Yeah, but again, if you buy them, guess what you say? Hey, we're gonna buy you. We're gonna move you right out here to Seattle. We're gonna give you a little office over here in this corner, and you guys will work on games from here. And we'll pay the fuck out of you. And what's the other one that made
pay the fuck out of you, man? Yeah.
What's the other one that made Cuphead?
Damn. Tip of my tongue.
Studio MDHR. Like, you know what you could do? You could buy all those small studios and put them in one fucking location and make them work out of the same office.
Yeah,
I mean, it got to be in Seattle. It could be somewhere else. Like, you don't have to make games on the West Coast. You can make games in Texas. You can make games in fucking Alabama. Like, it doesn't matter where you are to make the game. It's like they can, if they're gonna get these smaller studios, and we're talking about like personnel, like that kind of thing. Like, if you need to geographically locate them in one area, do that. I mean, like, you have the money to do that.
I mean, yeah, no, I hear you, but like, I also feel like developers, if that happens and they like where they are, they might decide that, all right, well,
let me give you fucking 1.2 million to come work for Microsoft. Your ass is moving out of Connecticut tomorrow.
Well, we're not talking about me, sir. I'm not as
I get
talented
it. I mean,
as
I know
the
what you're saying,
developers
but
that you're saying.
and a lot of
Man.
these companies, they don't want to be bought out either. Like, you got to think about that too. Like, they might not be like, we feel better just being independent, And I see that Microsoft, the studios they picked up, they talk good things about the direction that Microsoft is going with. Like, they're giving them free reign to make games, and that's why we're getting some of these games that like or some other people aren't really, they're passion project games. They're letting them make those passion project games. But guess what it is? They'll say Game Pass filler, so be it. That's what Game Pass needs, though. They need games like, because you never know what game is going to hit and be a success. Like, you don't know until you try it out. Like, it could be music artists do this shit all the time. They pick up all these people that work on their studios, and like maybe 2 of them or make a hit out of the 50 they picked up. So like it happens. So like if they pick up 4 fucking companies that make 15 games out of there, and they have 3 hits out of those 15 games, that's what they did on purpose. That's what works like for them. Like they can buy that one company and make them make 3 games. Like you have your higher tier game, you have your mid tier kind of AA game, and you got some bullshit. Like the game that Ken Mega likes, fucking that fighting game he likes.
Tekken?
No, the other one. I'm not making fun of you, Ken Mega.
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge. Like that was a passion project, but they made that game. But then they're gonna make another game that's gonna be better than that. 10 times better, like as far as sales and like the money.
Hellblade and Project Mara, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they can do all 3. So if you're going to buy a studio this small, they need to be able to do something, like churn out games like fucking butter. Like they need to put shit out there like consistently. It can't take 5 years to make a game.
Hold on, real quick. Just again, my brother Christopher, a moderator on this channel, brother. How many Game of the Year games do you play per year? Because the last time I checked, only 1 game gets Game of the Year. Does that mean the other games are trash? I don't think so, because the other games are the majority of your library, dude. So when it comes down to it, I don't think just saying, hey, well, this game is not going to win Game of the Year, that's not saying too much, because 99.9% of the games that come out in a year will not win Game of the Year, dude. It makes no sense.
The company's focus is not making the game to make Game of the Year. It's a nice little cherry on the top. The company's focus is to make money.
Yeah.
So you can have a shitty ass game, like some of y'all call Sea of Thieves.
Call of Duty doesn't win Game of the Year,
but nominated. Like
but they dominate any Game of the Year that wins or dominates.
And you can only win Game of the Year once. How many times has fucking Grand Theft Auto won Game of the Year?
None.
And how many years has this motherfucker been going? Like fucking 10.
Since the 360 PS3 era, man.
Yeah.
So Game of the Year is just an award. Like, but at the end of the day, would you rather have that as a business owner? Would you rather have that award so you can put a little fucking crown somewhere, or would you rather have the money that's coming, the revenue from the game that you made? Like I said, Grand Theft Auto, it didn't win Game of the Year. I don't even know if it got fucking nominated, to be honest with you. But like that game's been going for fucking 10 years, since 2000 what? At least 2013, maybe before that, because they had
2013
360 version. Yeah, so like I mean, like that game's been going strong, and people are still buying that motherfucker up until maybe like this year.
Everybody's grandmother's got like 3 copies. Yeah. That's how it's been. Like, at
and then
the
it's
top
had
of the
DLC
charts.
out this year, so like they're still fucking making that game. Like like you can't throw fucking Game of the Year on top of everything, because like I can have an awards thing and make a Game of the Year that isn't one of the ones that won Game of the Year if I put the money behind it. Just because Ding Dong from I can't think of this asshole. I hate fucking using names. What's the guy that hosts all the goddamn shows?
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley. Just because Jeff Keighley has a fucking show and makes a game of the year, guess what?
Kojima Scrotum. That's his
fucking
nickname.
Ding Dong from over here in fucking California can make a fucking new fucking thing and say, hey, we're gonna have a game award show.
There are so many other game award shows out there too.
That one just gets the notoriety. So like, I mean, being Game of the Year ain't shit. It's just a cherry on the top of the ice cream. But at the end of the day, for these companies, they just want the money. So it's about the money for those guys. So
nice, Fred. Yo, shout out to Regulator hitting up the super chat. Thank you for the support. He says, tell Chris that not even 20% of PlayStation gamers play their first-party bangers. Third-party games are played way more than first-party. Sorry, Chris. So there you go, Chris. That is straight from Regulator himself. K-Mega, just real quick. Do you think Xbox should consider, because the way I'm looking at it, I can tell this is a quality, smaller studio. And, you know, the way Naughty Dog started with a smaller title and stuff, like, do you think that Xbox should consider, you know, talking to the studio about possibly becoming first party?
I mean, I don't know in that sense. I mean, it would be cool to add another smaller studio with the Compulsion Games, or with a studio that's done what is it, Undead Labs. You know, that's a smaller studio too. So, but they're going big. So yeah, I get that, but also I have to say, with what Fred was saying, I think now with the way that Game Pass has presented itself, I don't see it I don't see it to where they need to rush, because there's so many games now that's out. We're already getting overconsumed by games. Our backlogs is getting bigger and bigger and bigger now since Game Pass has been implemented. So it's like, if they're gonna, the one thing that you want to have more than anything is a quality game, more than just throwing out a filler game. And when people play this game, look, you can't cap for Journey, but then disrespect another smaller title like Battletoads. It just doesn't matter.
I never thought of that, man.
You can't do that. I mean, I know that they will, but it just doesn't make any sense to me, because obviously if you feel that those games are just like filler, then obviously Journey should be filler, or the one game where you're swimming in the water as a shark, or something like that, where people have just, you know, throw in their hands of how great that those games are. It doesn't make any sense. A game is a game, and what you want is variety. So if they did decide to want to get this studio, or, you know, just to answer the question, then it would be a smart move, but they should take their time, because there's still plenty of games that's going to be coming out. See, once these Xbox these Xbox studio games start dropping, then nobody else is this whole notion of them need to hurry up and do this and do that is going to be gone. So, and then of course with the third party games that they're going to be adding with Game Pass, this company can make another game if they wanted to make a bigger game. So if that was the case, but I mean, for me, I think that there's some other games that other studios I would want Microsoft to get other than this one. For instance, the Chinese studio out there
Adobo.
No, not Adobo. Well, Adobo would be great, but no, there's a Chinese studio that I've been talking about here lately. I've talked about it on GRG. I've talked about it on another person's podcast before. See, that's something different, because they need those type of Japanese or Asian type of games to add to the portfolio to make it more complete. So those are the things. Those are the type of games, or like, you know, anything from WB that that we're looking at from that standpoint. Those are more important to me than this studio.
All right, brother. All right. I like hearing everybody's opinions on this. So, yo, Dark, again, just real quick, and I know you're not the biggest fan of this, this game. You think it's okay and stuff like that, but I think we can agree that there's talent behind this smaller studio. So, just with a real quick answer, what do you think, man? Do you think Xbox should consider bringing these guys in first party and watching them evolve over time under their umbrella?
All I gotta say is, that Tracy Morgan gif where he's, in Cop Out, where he's all in hell no, like, no, hell no. Yeah, that's how I feel about this.
Wow, man.
I don't think they should. I honestly, I don't think they need to buy any more indie type of studios. They already have.
You want them to go big then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want them to go big, dude. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they don't really have like a really big studio except for maybe Ninja Theory. and even Ninja Theory is not really that
Well,
huge.
Obsidian, I have to disagree with that.
Okay, well, Obsidian, yeah, that's definitely one of them. But I think if they can get another studio who's pretty close or even better than Obsidian, I think they'll be okay. But as of right now, if they keep trying to get these indie studios and then giving them just this free range to make whatever kind of games,
that's a recipe for success right there.
I don't think that's a recipe for success. I think that's a recipe of just, being. I mean, I hate to say, I hate saying this, but this is exactly what they're doing. They're trying to become the Netflix of gaming.
I don't know why you're hating to say that, because they have said that themselves.
I just hate saying it because it's like, do you really want to be that right there? Because like Netflix is great and all. Like Netflix is a fine thing to have, but there is a lot of stuff that's on there that's just like, it's just crap. A lot of it is just crap, and it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're gonna be paying 14, or $9.99 a month for this service, pretty much as you pay for Netflix, and you're just gonna be getting crap for the most part, except for a few things that you like or a few movies that you enjoy, and that's it. And it's like, do you really want to pay that much money for that type of service?
All right,
that's just how I feel about it.
No, I will absorb your opinion, and like I said, when it comes down to it, many different gamers have many different opinions, and I just want to say, Dark, I was not laughing at you. I was laughing at the sticker, the 1-up sticker with the hippo chomping on it, that Infernal Lock so graciously paid for in the chat. It's absolutely hilarious. And not only that, but Infernal Lock hit up the super chat. And, dude, appreciate the support. And it's just one word, and I gotta say it the way I normally do. Battetoads! That is right, brother. It is out. I am excited. The game is an absolute blast. Now, guys, if you don't mind, somebody on the panel, remind me about Ghost of Tsushima after we talk about this next topic, if you guys can remember, because that was the topic that I forgot about in our DM, and what's going on with that game. But let's talk about the war between Apple and Epic, because it's getting a little crazy, man. People got their helmets on, they're riding in tanks, they're meeting each other on the battlefild. And you
mean the spinny helmet, like the ones that that has the rainbow,
No, not at all. But what I am talking about is Apple, just this past week, they went a step further when it came to this whole, Epic versus Apple kind of like thing that's going on when it comes to Fortnite. All right, for people who don't know, Fortnite is not on iOS right now. Epic tried to kind of like take a back door in terms of purchasing options for their customers. They tried to cut Apple out of any microtransactions that were going on with Fortnite on iOS. Now, so Apple, in return, they took the game off of iOS. Then they took it a step further, and they said by this month, in the 28th, which is 8 days away from today, all right, that they will no longer support Unreal in terms of development tools when it comes to developers making games for iOS. And that means that developers who are making games for that platform, as of the 28th, they will no longer have those tools. If they're using the Unreal Engine, they will no longer have those tools. And that also means that games that are already out that are built on the Unreal Engine will no longer be able to be updated. No tweaks, no patches, nothing like that. Can't really be touched. And I think this is absolutely crazy. It's a crazy situation that I feel is just like building and building and building. So, Of course, I got to go to the financial guy on this one. I got to go to Predator on this. First off, I got to ask you, who do you think is at fault here when it comes to the whole Apple and Fortnite fiasco? I do have to shout out Sir X-Man one more time, hitting up that super chat. Brother, we're about to give you the red light to tell you to chill, man. But he says, I want the Crisis team. They can do it. So in other words, he wants Xbox to buy Crisis. Now the thing with that is the Crytek engine, or he wants them to buy Crytek, and I'm not too sure about that. I'm not in that boat with you, Sir X-Man. I'm sorry, but Pred, first off, who's at fault here? And dude, like, do you think this is really gonna happen? Do you think that Apple is really gonna take that hit in terms of games built on the Unreal Engine? Because that is pretty much the biggest.
Yeah, right.
That's the biggest development engine that's out there right now, dude. What are your thoughts on this, bro?
I don't even know how we got to this point. To be honest with you,
That's crazy.
Like I wasn't really paying attention to this. To be honest with you, like when it first started with Apple and who was it before? Because there's another company in the mix of this too. Was it Google?
Apple and it was Xboxes involved too.
Yeah, because Xbox
and Google.
Oh yeah, the xCloud and
Xbox
Stadia.
That's when I kind of started looking at this, and I didn't dive deep into it because I still think it's happened, but like they're positioning for something. Like if you're gonna say we don't want anything that's made with Unreal Engine on our systems, what's the reasoning? Like, and if that's the case, look at what you're going to take and remove off of your system, and what you're going to be left with. Like, I'm thinking,
the games will be able to stay on
but they're not
there,
gonna
but
update, though,
they
right?
can't be upgraded. They can't be updated, patched, nothing like that. They're just there in limbo.
What's the main engine going forward?
Unreal
4, right? So
yes.
So you're saying like future wise, you're not taking any of that shit.
It's only
like,
Unity, baby. It's only Unity now.
and so like, and again, and if I'm thinking about this business wise, if they're going to make a bold ass statement like that, they better have something in the fucking background working. It better be a deal with Unity or something or somebody else, or maybe they're making their own system shit. I don't know. That was stupid. Now, will it go through? Will they actually go through with this? I really don't think so. I think it's a money thing. It's not really a security thing. I think it's all money, to be honest with you. It's just like, I've seen.
Dude, it's definitely
Apple
money.
takes a certain cut out of anything put on their system.
I think it's like 30% or something.
Yeah, and everybody's like, nah, fam, we ain't doing that. So,
but they agreed to it though.
In the beginning, yeah, but now moving forward, that's like, okay, who's their competition right now as far as phones go?
Android
and Samsung.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So guess what's on Samsung? Everything else. So like everything they're saying they can't go on there. So like it's a competition for
Hold on. Did Android take Fortnite off? Because they determined that they were violating their policies as well. Does anybody know? Did they take Fortnite off of Android as well?
There was talks about it, but I don't think that it's.
They didn't pull the trigger yet.
They pulled the trigger on some aspects, but you can still go through Epic Store or something where like that and still play the game on Android. So
you can sideload, I think, on Android anyway.
So
even not everybody knows how to do that, but it's still available for you. But you got Microsoft siding with Samsung. You got Epic kind of doing everything on Android. You got all these other companies putting their stuff everywhere. Kind of like what Microsoft has been doing with their games. They're putting them everywhere. Mm-hmm. They don't care. iPhone's doing the exact opposite. So I don't know how it's going to work out for them. What's that mean? That's a bold move. Like that's a bold move. I don't know how it's going to play out in the long run. I don't think it's going to happen.
Dude, whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? Let's be real.
Because you know what? I don't know how it started, so I can't really say. But if I had to guess, the fact that you're purposely not putting something that's going to make money on your platform, I would say Apple. Like it's something that everybody uses. Like that'd be like.
I think Epic started this whole shit. They signed
When
a
they- when
contract. They knew the stipulations, and they tried to backdoor that shit, thinking that Fortnite was so popular that they were gonna bend Apple's will, and Apple said, "Nah, fuck you, fam. We ain't doing that."
Well,
And-
Epic got the big face when they they made their store and they started getting games on their store. And I think
Yes.
maybe they're puffing their chest right
a
now
little bit.
and thinking like, you know what, we got this shit.
We got
down,
some
dog.
leverage
we went
here,
up
bro.
against Steam. We went up against all these other motherfuckers. Like, we got you, bitch. And now Apple's like, nah, fam. Like, I don't think so. We'll call your bluff. And there's not a lot of competition out there for what they do. So it's, again, I say, if Apple's going to make this bold move, they got to have something in the background working on their side. And I don't think they do. I don't think they've reached out to Unity. I don't know. I haven't looked, but I mean, I don't think that's like, oh, we're going to only Unity. Like, then you start getting to the Intel AMD shit, and you start getting to the Xbox, you start getting that bidding war, and we don't want that on phones. Like, we don't really want that. Like, oh, this one has Unity, and it has, like, you start looking at all these other, oh, Android has, Epic, and it has this, and it has that, it has Microsoft, and then you go, well, iPhone, Apple, they have Unity. Like, we don't want that in phones. That's a bit too much. We already deal with this shit in PC. We deal with it on consoles. We deal with it with fucking Verizon and all these internet companies we have out there. Like, do we really want to do that with a phone and split that fucking community up right now? Just put everything everywhere. Who gives a shit? But I don't want to go down that road. But it looks like I hope they fucking work it out. I think it's stupid.
This shit right here has the ability to do a ripple effect through, like, all of gaming. I don't think people realize that. Mobile is such a big part of gaming now. It has the biggest player base, all that good stuff. Like, this can really cause a ripple effect in terms of the future of, what's going to happen on other platforms as well. I think some people are kind of underestimating the importance of what's going on here, brother. Do you agree with me or no?
Yeah, I mean, you start looking at what could happen, like, because you're going to think worst case scenario first. And worst case scenario, I think it could be really fucked up. But I have confidence that it will work itself out.
Why'd you laughed after you said I have confidence? You're like, I have
because I'm sitting there shaking my head like this is dumbest thing ever for both of these companies, to be honest with you. It's like, figure it out.
Dude, Epic started it, though. Epic started it.
It don't matter who started it. Like, I mean, figure the shit out. Like, you got too many customers out there to fuck us over Fortnite.
Yeah, they're arguing over who's gonna fuck us over the most. Like,
yeah. And it's funny because, like, Apple has had a decent lead in the phone market out here in the United States, at least anyway, for a while, and you start seeing that Android is starting to Samsung.
They're starting to build up, man. Yeah,
build up too, and then, like, this little small push with Game Pass. I think it actually, in their new phone that came out, I got one. I mean, shit, I didn't even need a fucking phone. I got one, and it's like,
yo, Pred's in a spending mood lately, man. Damn.
Dude, we'll talk about that offline. My OnlyFans is popping, son.
That bathwater's paying.
Hey, man.
Yeah. All right. Shit. Well, I would say, Pred, if you don't mind, I'm gonna get.
I'm done. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna get other people in on this, and I don't know. Let's bring Dark in on this, because Dark, I feel like you might have an opinion that people might not have thought about. But real quick, before I do that, shout out to Infernal Lock one more time, hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. He said, did you see the video that Epic did to apply #free Fortnite? And now, if you're talking about the 1984-esque kind of like video, yes, I did. And one thing I will say about that took a lot of production to get done, and it came out like right when the shit hit the fan, which kind of showed me that Epic was gearing up for some type of confrontation when it comes to Apple. And shout out to Regulator one more time. With xCloud, the Xbox user base is going to skyrocket. Dude, you are not wrong about that. Shout out to one of my absolute favorite names in the chat. Yo, Shout out to Harry Balls. I'm fixing a picture real quick. Yo, hitting up that super chat. He said, Epic started this by violating Apple's iOS. I hate Apple, but Tim Sweeney thought he could get this over. It's Apple and Google Store. You know, dude, I agree with you, Harry. Like I said, a lot of people are throwing shade at Apple, and I am not an Apple fan whatsoever. I could not wait to get off of the iOS when I did have an iPhone. But dude, I'm in your corner on this one, man. I think Epic was just like they got their big boy pants on. They felt they had some leverage. But Dark, back to you, man. What do you think about this? Like, and what Apple decided to do in retaliation? 8 days until the Unreal Engine will no longer be supported as, you know, in the development tools for iOS, man. What do you think?
You know what I thought when I saw that video of them making fun of the 1984 Apple commercial?
What?
I thought to myself, they're a bunch of salty little fucking bitches, man. That's what I thought to myself. I was just like, man, these dudes are fucking salty because they fucking can't get what they want. They sound like a bunch of little crying little babies because they've been getting what they want from fucking different developers and shit like that, because to put on their freaking little stupid ass little store that they got. And they just want to sit here and they want to create chaos because they think they're the kings right now. That ain't the fucking case, dude. And I think honestly, Epic started it. Apple has every fucking right to be like, hey, we're not
signed
gonna put your
the contract, brother.
Yeah, we have every single right to be like, nope, we ain't putting your game on our operating system anymore. So screw you, have a nice day, basically. And then now, Epic's just trying to sue them for certain things, and it's like, come on, guys, really? Like, are you that upset that the game's not going to go on? You have consoles, you have PC, you have Android. Are you really that upset that Apple is just like, nah, dude, we're good? Like, are you really that upset about it? I mean, yeah, granted.
That's money, brother. That's money, bro. I know. Most of the market share is a lot of, it's a lot of Apple products out there. There are a lot of Apple, enthusiasts out there, me included. Only for the phones. I'll never respect you for that, by the way, man. I respect you as my brother. I respect you as my brother.
I don't like any of that. I don't like their computers or anything. I think their computers are overrated pieces of trash. So I only like their phones. That's about it. And their watch. I like their watch too. But
and the iPad. Can't forget the iPad. And the Mac. And the Mac.
An Apple fanboy. There you go.
iPad, nah. iPad's fucking. It's pointless. What do you need a fucking iPad for if you have a phone? That's so dumb. But I think, Epic is just, they're on their high horse right now, man. They're just sitting there and they're like, oh, no one could touch us. And it's like, well, Apple just did. So what are you going to do about it? You're just going to, and what's going to happen eventually, what's going to happen is either iOS is going to, Apple's going to cave in, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, or Epic's just gonna be like, okay, we'll just follow your guys' rules. Basically.
Well, Dark, here's the thing, and just real quick, shout out to Harry Balls one more time, hitting up that super chat. He said, good thing about it, Fortnite will finally die. Now, brother, that kind of ties into what I'm gonna talk to Dark about real quick. Dark, I feel like Epic, they know that the majority of gamers that play Fortnite are kids, and kids kind of like growing up. I think they're trying to capture the young generation. If they capture the young generation as the generation that hates Apple in this aspect, Apple will take a serious hit as those kids are getting older and
that's true.
They're getting more money and
it's true.
Even their parents, what do you want? Last year they're like, I want an iPad. This year, I don't want anything iPad or anything like that. Give me a Samsung something or other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. but that's the thing. Like, I don't see that actually happening. All I see is that, I think, yeah, granted, the game is very popular with the kids right now, but guess what? There's going to be something that's going to come out that's going to be even more popular with the kids, because kids, they move on to stuff. They move on from different things, and each generation's different. This generation has Fortnite, but guess what? The next generation is going to have something different, and they're going to love that more than they do Fortnite. They're going to be looking at the Fortnite kids like, oh, you guys are all old. What are you talking about? This new game's out here right now that's
Well,
dominating.
Minecraft's still killing it though. Let's be real.
Yeah, Minecraft. I think Minecraft will constantly kill it. I just don't think Fortnite will be that big like Minecraft. I think Minecraft is such a juggernaut that it can almost not be touched, pretty much.
Oh, Dad's got his ears right now. He hears my vape. Yo, you guys can't hear that, right?
No, I can't hear it.
All right, cool. He's got supersonic hearing, by the way.
Sounds about right. I just don't think Epic is really. They just want to create drama in this gaming world, because their games fucking suck. So
Damn.
except for Gears, that was the only game that was really good. That was it. To be honest, the only game they had was Gears, and that was it.
And they don't have that
after
anymore.
Gears, they don't even have that anymore. They don't have. They had Bulletstorm at one point, and then People Can Fly went and developed it, and that was good. But
dude, I just started playing that
Fortnite,
game. It's really fun. Bulletstorm.
Yeah, Bulletstorm's awesome, dude. But Fortnite, like, I mean, I understand that it's popular with the kids and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. I can never get into that. I could never, like, if I'm gonna play a multiplayer game, it would have to be like something like COD or something like that, or Battlefield or something like that. I have to have some sort of, military type of experience to it, not this cartoony,
I think you just made Pred smile, by the way, when you said that.
this cartoony craziness. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me. I've played it. I think it's okay, but I don't think it's like my type of.
I think you
game.
offended Star Guardian, by the way, because he was like, Unreal Tournament. Like, damn.
Oh yeah,
bro.
well, yeah, they had that too. Yeah, I'll agree with him on that. I forget all these games, dude. I'm old, man. Come on now, give me a fucking break here.
He's getting senile, people. It's not his fault.
People are getting senile. Give me.
He trimmed his mullet, and he doesn't have all of his power.
Anymore.
Yeah.
But I just think that Epic is they're just trying whatever they can right now, to be honest, and eventually it'll just go away like everything else.
All right. Well, shout out to Sir X-Man one more time hitting up that super chat. Epic had the mighty Unreal Tournament. Don't forget Dark Optimus. He didn't say Dark Optimus.
He's older than me. He's older than me.
And he
remembers.
Forgot. He remembers.
Old man,
Yeah. Yo,
old man remembers over me.
Hey, that old man, that is my golfing buddy. All right, yo, chill with that. Yeah. But let's go to Crispy on this real quick, cause I'm really interested to hear your opinion here. Yo, Apple took it a step further. As of the 28th, so far, unless there's some type of change here, iOS will not support Unreal in their development tools, which means that games built on Unreal that are already out there, they'll still be in the store, but no patches or updates, and anything being made on Unreal that's not ready before the 28th, or not ready before the 28th, it pretty much it won't be able to be finished, man. What do you think about this whole scenario here? And I gotta ask you, who do you think is at fault for starting all this, bro?
Well, Epic started it, technically, because they changed their in-app policies for how you purchase things in Fortnite.
Microtransactions, yeah.
So what it comes down to is that Epic, as soon as Apple sent them a letter saying Epic would, you have violated our policies, this and that, So then Epic decided to file a lawsuit against them. If I'm sure some people aren't informed on this. So Epic has said that basically that you are trying to take away like everything, not just Fortnite, including Unreal Engine support. This is all in Apple's app policies, and they tried to use Fortnite as kind of as a scapegoat for it. And now Apple's like, yeah, no, we're done. And I just want to say a quote, and this is off of apparently a deposition. Apple has become what it once railed against, the behemoth seeking to control markets, block competition, and stifle innovation. Epic alleged on its suit, Apple is bigger, more powerful, more entrenched, and more pernicious than the monopolists of yesteryear. A market cap of nearly $2 trillion, Apple's size has reached far exceeds that of any technology monopolist in history. And this is from a quote from the lawsuit that they filed. Epic did against Apple. This is not a simple little thing that's going to go away. And also in the article I'm reading, they have said that basically if Epic doesn't concede, it could really damage their entire market share and absolutely could possibly put the company in dire straits. So hypothetically, Epic decided to do something that they probably knew Apple wasn't with. And that goes back to, the whole crossplay thing with Sony and Microsoft and everything else. And they pushed hard enough because they are, I think they're equal with Sony as far as, their market share and everything else, that, you can push hard on a company like that. But then you're going against Apple and you're not going to get what you want. So at the end of the day, we're looking at something that it's either going to be resolved because Epic says I'm done, or Apple is going to take this all the way to the bank and say, we got the money, you're screwed. And what that quote says is actually kind of logical if they do that at the same time. So it's a tough thing to say that one company has started it or the other. I will say this, that Apple, after Steve Jobs passed away, it became a totally different company. And, that's when you have, a board and you have CEOs and they're all sitting around like, okay, are we just going to let them do what they want?
Dude, part of that statement is absolute bullshit, by the way, because Apple has always been known for developing kind of like their closed ecosystem and trying to dominate in terms of having no rivalry within that, dude. They've always been that way.
Well, the reason why the lawsuit was filed is that what would happen on the 28th is that Epic would get no support from Apple to make anything on there. That would be the first part of it. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't get dev kits, you wouldn't get any of the the SoCs, all the bits that Apple has, because they've created their own ecosystem inside of the iPhone, the Mac, everything else.
Yeah,
you wouldn't get any of that to be able. So they're not necessarily taking away you using it on the search bar, possibly. But the problem is that they take the app away. You don't get to develop it for the Mac or the iOS. They're taking all of that away.
Yeah,
and they're not even saying you can't make games and you can use Safari or whatever the hell it is and just use them through that. But the problem is it's not optimized for it, and I think that's why Epic immediately filed a lawsuit against them. And it's just like, are you gonna play that kind of hardball? I mean, it's just like if you were to go against Microsoft, Microsoft might be like kumbaya, whatever, but Apple's like, we want what we want, and that's it. It's end of the story. And they've always been like that for
Thank you.
at least since the iPhone's been out. They have been like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is we're in changing tides, and you have a competitor that is increasing in stability and everything else with Samsung that is willing to take chances. And Apple has to at least understand that at some point you have to take a chance, because at the end of the day, Unreal Engine is going to be one of the most widely used engines in the entire industry. And it's looking that way. I mean, everybody's touting the Unreal Engine 5 demo for PlayStation. Okay. So you have to understand that they know what they're doing as far as making engines. And Apple, I mean, what game is anybody talking about on Apple Arcade? Anybody? So at the end of the day, you don't have any engine that you're going to take and use. You're not going to take one of that, slip space from Microsoft because they're a direct competitor with you.
Well, Unity is kind of like the next multi-plat engine. I mean, let's be real here. Like, it's not like there are going to be no games that would be developed.
How many games use Unity?
A lot
compared to Unreal.
Well,
Battletoads uses it. Spiritfarer uses it. There's, I mean,
hold on. Battletoads is Unity.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually got a little respect for Unity now. They should get the Delilah first.
Think about
party.
the games you just said. Unreal's not making Unreal Engine 5 to make Battletoads and shit like that. That's why Unity's there.
Unreal Engine 5 is not going to be used on a phone.
Yeah, well.
xCloud. What you talking about?
Well, xCloud is not necessarily on a phone. It's on a server being streamed to your phone.
But it's still going to be used on your phone. You're going to play it on your phone if you want to.
But the phone's not running it. The server is. Dude.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
That's still like you have the assets from the Unreal Engine 5 going to that. You don't have what Unity's bringing right now.
No, I hear what you're saying, and but at the end of the day, like, when it comes to iOS and all that good stuff, the tools there taken away from developers for iOS, where if a game is being made with like xCloud in mind, it means that they're making the game for console and they're putting that game into xCloud because it inherently it runs on a console in the server farm, and all your phone is the TV and your controller.
Your phone still has to have an interface. They have to build it whether you have a controller connected or not. That's the whole point, is that the Apple continues to go against everything that's happening right now. And it's not just Epic. And that's why
they'll
Epic
probably partner up with PlayStation. Oh my goodness.
Well, you know what? You don't know.
I think Bot is actually up to something right there. Actually, on
you don't know. You don't know. But that's the point. Is that you're going to go against? You're going against Google. You're going against Microsoft. Now you're going against Epic. Who makes one of the
shitting on everybody. Shitting on everybody.
That's where you go and say everybody can say what they want, but especially when you go against Google and Microsoft, they don't have to play that game. They could change their tune. They don't have to play the game, and they clearly are. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have an iPhone 11. I'm getting a Samsung after this. I don't care. I mean, they have been so anti-consumer, in my opinion, as of late, as far as Apple, that it's insane to me. And yes, they make decent phones.
Besides this, how have they been anti-consumer?
Dude, they've been anti-consumer for years.
How?
They constantly block things. They constantly don't allow you to do things that you can do on other devices. They constantly have been doing it. Yes, we are talking about it now, but it is happening.
Customization apps, stuff like that.
Oh
like
they're
incredibly.
Who gives a shit about that stuff, though?
I do, man.
Some people do though, just because you don't.
Right? Yeah. Damn.
I can tell you my experience with my Apple that I had.
Damn.
in the
Man,
past.
that bro sound like a damn iPhone snob. Like I
I'm
mean,
sorry. Are you
dude.
working for Apple right now, and I didn't know about it, bro?
I swear, Jesus.
No, it's all
My
good.
experience
Yo,
with Apple, dude, they fucked up my phone when I had one, and I was living overseas at the time. I came all the way back here to Texas, had to drive to Dallas to get a brand new phone from them, and they didn't even extend my fucking warranty on it. And then when I got my car, the shit wouldn't even work on my fucking car. Some of the features that they offer for Apple are shit that should have been offered years ago.
Well, that's
they'll
your
do
fault.
shit- It's Apple's fault. That's why I don't fuck with Apple. That's why you do, because you're a loser.
you tell him, Dark. You tell him, Pred. I'm about to play instigator right here
You get in your fucking igloo with your goddamn fucking.
with your mullet.
Man.
You play on your Apple phone while all of us out here are doing real world shit. That's good shit.
Yo, shout out to Regulator,
Fucking
yo.
G fucking phone, bitch.
Shout out to Regulator for hitting up the super chat, and this goes for Crispy. He said, "Crispy, your soul is mine." Next time,
Oh.
bro. I don't know where you
wait,
got.
Hold on. Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine, motherfucker.
Oh,
My name is Satan. Woo-hoo.
I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm gonna douse myself with some holy water.
Yeah. Yo, oh, shout out to Harry Balls one more time. He says, "Epic, going to buckle like a cheap hooker."
It's true.
Is that
He's
what
got a
cheap
point.
hookers do? They buckle?
Yeah, man, they buckle like.
They do other things, I
got my OnlyFans,
suppose.
just
But
about
Yeah, yo, for real. Well, hold on, real quick. K-Mega, what do you think about this whole situation? Yo, I thought when Apple took that next step, I was like, man, this is getting incredibly crazy right now, and I don't feel like people understand how this could have a ripple effect throughout the gaming industry. You know, you got one company going up against the platform holder of another company after they signed a contract to do exactly what they were supposed to do and let that platform holder get the money that they stated within the contract. Like what do you feel about how do you feel about what's going on here, and who do you think is at fault with this whole thing, man?
Okay, first off, let me just say that I finally got past that crazy ass level with the little speed rocket, the little jet
Turbo
pack.
tunnel, baby.
Man. That tunnel was absolutely.
That took you like 2 hours, man. Holy shit!
It took me about like damn near 40 minutes. It was tough, but I play on the hardest difficulty as well, which I don't know, some people just don't. But anyway, listen.
Okay.
This sounds crazy to me. I'm listening to an Apple yuppie over here defending it. Then I'm hearing people talking about the economics. So they sound like they can only get a Cricket phone. Then I'm hearing other people that's complaining because listen. This is the thing right here. It almost sounds like the console war itself. Yeah, but listen, Apple is in the rights to do whatever that they want to do. But Epic is definitely trying to push that narrative. One thing that I think that everybody can agree on is that what's going on is they are trying to change what the old standard used to be with phones and things like that, because everything is changing. So not only in gaming but everywhere else. This whole situation that's happening. Like, I mean, I was just, I told you guys where I was at earlier, and I was just and the guy was just telling me, like, man, I can't believe that we're gonna have this meeting on Vroom. Just think if anybody invested in the Vroom and where they would be at right now. That's just going on with
Brad, did you invest in any of those companies? Like,
he probably would have went. But
okay.
Why do you think I'm buying so much shit right now?
Oh well, damn. Anyway, so that's the thing, though. It's the old thought process of how phones and apps and all of that stuff is coming about. Epic, I think, is saying, look, we want some of this pie. We're paying 30%, and we don't feel like we should pay that much. We should renegotiate. And I think more so this is them trying to buck the system overall and say, look, you don't like. See, they did it with Steam. And they started having game developers starting to see like, look, you know what, Steam, you are charging us 30%. You know what? Epic over here is on to something. We don't want to pay 30% no more. So that's why Epic is increasing in their store because of the fact that people can say that they hate it or not, but every time that a free game pops up, people are downloading and taking games off of their
Supersonic
platform.
just said that he loves Epic because they're paying him off with free games right now. Like he's going to side with him,
right? Like right. And who's going to say, look? I picked up Troy and a couple other games off of them, Samurai Showdown and all of them. There was they had a couple of games that was like, damn, I got to get my hands on it. So then all of a sudden you start slowly seeing others trying to implement this same work. So they bucked the system a little bit off of Steam. Now what they're trying to do is like, look, Fortnite is huge. It's a dominating a game, and it's beloved. It's okay. It may not be as big as Fortnite or as Dota, but it is up there for sure. It is right there in the pinnacle of some of the best, or some of the most money making games that's out there. So they have clout. So what they're doing is like, we're going to go ahead and we're going to push. We have unlimited money just like you do. Now they don't have Apple like ungodly money, but they do have they do have unlimited pockets. So I think what they're going to do is they're trying to not only go after Apple, they're trying to go after big honcho first, which is Apple, but then they're also going after Google to try to get them to do something as well. And what this is going to probably come out to be is where maybe Congress or something will get involved. Maybe I don't know, but I think overall,
you never want politics to get involved, bro.
This is exactly what's going to happen. It's going to get so ugly where the customers themselves are going to. This is only going to get uglier until there's a solution. And the only thing that I see that's making a solution is if the government jumps involved and start making renegotiate to where they can actually go down. I guess instead of doing that 30%. Or whatever, or however much that they're taking, and then kind of change the structure. Because look, I have to admit, I've never owned an Apple phone, but I bought Apple phones for my daughter and my son. They loved them at one particular point in time, but then the older they got, they seen the better flexibility with Android phones. Mm. So therefore, they switched over because when they got the Beats for Dre, I got them for my son, right? When we first implemented them for the iPhone. I'm like, oh, this is dope. Well, when the next new phone came, it was, Apple, they do that slimy shit where they're like, no, that old stuff don't work with that phone. And then then what you do is then you try to hold on to that old phone as long as you possibly can because you have all these, you paid so much money for these accessories. And then what Apple does, and Android does it too, after so long, them phones start acting real funny, and that shit is done.
Dude, I dealt with that with my iPhone. I said, "Fuck this mess, right?" Man.
But Apple was the ones to really start doing that, and so then they kind of force your hand because you're so invested. But then what changed for my kids aspect of it is that, especially with the Beats for Dre, they would have to buy a different port for them headphones to work, which cost damn near $100 to get. Like,
and hold on, Beats is owned by Apple,
right? Because they bought it from Dre, right? So like it's like, because they keep, and so that was the one thing right there you got to look at. So when you look at Android and what they offer, they're way more flexible. Well, Apple can get away with that with their own customers, but they can't get away with it with everybody. Mm-hmm. So it will hurt. It will hurt Epic, it will hurt Apple, and it will hurt Android. I guarantee you Android will be quick to change up because now they see the opportunity to now strike at Apple because Apple's got their back turned dealing with Epic. And even though Epic is their new boy on the block. I mean, Epic has been around for a long time. But when you come in talking about big money conglomerates going after each other. They got that new money, and they flexing. And Apple is going to sit there and almost slap the shit out of you and let you know who's running. This is the best time for Android to come in and do something. So it's a mess, but I'm telling you, this is going to be something that's going to have to be implemented and maybe fixed, even with something with our governments. That's to try to get them to work it out.
K-Mega, check this out. And I got to agree with my brother, Sir X-Man, hitting up that super chat one more time. He said, my Windows phone was better than the Apple iPhone, brother. Yeah, bro. Come on. It's true.
Apple phones are great, but there is one thing that I will say. Apple is not the same since Steve Jobs passed away. I mean,
I'll agree with you on that one.
They were absolutely the innovators. They were doing everything, even though Microsoft was trying to get into that space. Microsoft never had that swag like Apple did at that point in time. They just didn't. The phones were sleeker. Everything that they had, the iPads, I had those. What are those things called? The little
iPod
Walkman like the iPods. Yeah. Those things.
iPods where they really started taking off.
They were dope, bro. And I was just like, man.
Dude, the Zune was better, man. What are you talking about?
Man, I'll sit there and I saw the Zune. I'm looking at that. Like, this thing is cool.
Dude, I had the Zune HD. It was better, all right? Don't at me, bro.
I had a Zune, and then I had to go get an iPod because I was like,
thank you. That's exactly. I had a Zune.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Brown Zune.
Yeah, I know, right? The Zune was cool, but it wasn't real. Like Jay-Z was saying, you cool, but you ain't real.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? Bro. I mean, the iPod was life. Bro, I got an iPod right here next to me. You know what I'm saying? The iPod was fire. So, it was just sleek. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? You saw the albums. You flipped that shit with your finger. Nah, Zune wasn't touching that, bro.
Zune HD, the flat screen version. I didn't have that big brick at first, man.
Yeah, when they fixed their screen, man, Zune was actually pretty decent, but no one gave a fuck at that point.
At that point, nobody cared.
Yeah, it was fire, though, bro. It was fire, man. I'm just saying.
And so now it's more the thing to where you look at Apple now, and they lost their identity, and so they're trying to keep that same old style that they have, but now you see Microsoft is coming with more sleeker, better looking items. You see Android, Samsung has really been doing stuff, and then that they had that big battle because Samsung was saying that Apple was stealing technology or ideas from their phones and implementing them to Apple phones and stuff like that and all that. So it's been ugly for a minute. And now it's only going to just get more ugly because now video games are starting to make a lot of money. It's at the table now when it comes to entertainment. And and I think if not Apple, but I'm sorry, but if what's the name of
Epic?
If Epic has some kind of big backer to go with them, then I think that they might get that opportunity to change and make Apple change up. But Apple alone, I don't think that they're big enough to make Apple just completely just go away from their old strategy. But I do feel that if they do take away, since they said they're going to take away all those games, there will be people that will convert. See, that's what I'm saying. So I think Android talked a little shit, and they're doing something like, "Hey, you stop that over there," but I guarantee you they're in the back office somewhere like, "Whoa, calm down."
We like you. We like.
Come on, calm down. Okay, so let's work something out here. Okay, all right, we'll drop it down to 20. Let's say 20%, right? Let's go 20% right now, and then we can renegotiate later. You go ahead and keep having that fight with Apple. I guarantee, you know what I'm saying, and we'll just go ahead and we'll throw out our new phones and
renegotiation of if they have so many active users, per month that it would only be such and such percent as opposed to 30. That's not really a hard kind of like renegotiation of contracts, but I think the way Epic, and again, we don't know if behind closed doors they did extend their hand out to Apple and say, hey, this just isn't swinging for us now. We would like to kind of, bring it back to the table and kind of ink out a better deal. Like, we don't know if they did that. I haven't heard anything about that either way.
But I think that's what it all boils down to. I think Epic feels that they're strong enough to be at the table to get Apple's attention, and Apple is like, no, you're no one. But it might backfire it's going to backfire on one or the other, because you take away all Epic games or games that's using that engine out. That's a lot. We're talking about, because that's where a lot of those small indie developers, they get that stuff because they can use it for free.
Yeah,
not everybody's going to go to
a lot of free assets.
Yeah, and so you start taking those games away, and then when it comes to where Samsung has all the clout, and you know what I'm saying, and have the better apps, then what happens then? So there has to be some kind of middle ground that'll eventually happen. Just, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the whole Sony and Disney battle over Spider-Man and all of that stuff. And we thought that was going to be a really long, tedious deal. But then once they started seeing the money that they were going to be losing out of, then they both got they ass together, and they knew what was supposed to happen, and you know that they were going to, because I know that the console war is pretty crazy, and there's some sick bastards out there. But I tell you what, the cell phone and the comic book like stands, that shit is next level. I had no idea until I was reading. I was like, oh man, I can't even complain about console wars no more. Them people out there.
Oh no, you can still complain about console wars. It's still bullshit.
But no, it's crazy there.
Go crazy, man.
Yeah,
you
crazy.
say one like little thing that's like bad, or you say like one thing wrong, they're like on you like fucking.
Bro,
like white on rice, baby.
Hey, man,
pretty much, dude.
Those PlayStation stands they can come in there and start popping that good cute shit about Spider-Man this, PlayStation that, man. When them comic book fans started eating their ass up, they ran them in the bushes. They ran their ass in the weeds, because they came in. Y'all got clicks. Y'all think y'all talking to some Xbox, you know what I'm saying, stands or fans or whatever the hell, or some Nintendo cats. Nah, we are a whole nother level, Jack. They were shutting their ass up. I seen a couple of those, but I was cracking up because they would try to come in, try to make their points, try to throw that shit. Man, somebody threw they tried to, show those little, points of view like they always do and try to show those gifts.
Yeah.
Nah,
they don't fly with those guys.
They don't fly with those guys. They came with all types of information, facts, and then they started putting gifts, and it was just death threats, everything. I was like, oh shit, see, I'm out of here. I don't want to be caught in this crossfire.
Yo, again, shout out to Regulator hitting up the super chat one more time. Not only that, a brand new subscriber to this channel. Thank you so much. I saw the conversation between Regulator and Crispy, and yo, Crispy, good deal bringing somebody in that is gonna enjoy the podcast as well as everybody else on the chat. But so long to my iPhone. Hello, Note 20 Ultra, xCloud. All right, yo, Regulator, I can't argue with you on that. But unless anybody has any final words on this, I am trying to, bring back the show to 2 hours, and I think it would be time to bring it down. So, any last words before we kind of go into our outros and everything like that?
Need to talk about Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, no, it's too late now. We're gonna have to do that some other time.
Oh, don't be no hater. Just talk about it.
No, we can't. I'm trying to bring it back to structure, sir. We lost. We lost. Oh yeah, well,
it never happened. It never happened.
It's going to. I never put the motivation to do it.
Let's ask the chat.
Right.
One,
you
guys, all right, guys. And you gotta remember, there's a delay. Hold on. Well, it was an important topic that I felt we all needed to cover thoroughly, sir. But yo, shout out to the chat. And I know there's a delay, and but do you think we should get into Ghost of Tsushima and what they are doing with their update, or do you think we should wind it down for the outro? And I'm looking for the first response here. First response, and then we'll see what's going on. But all right, and
talk about it.
What? No, that's not what it says.
It says talk about it right there.
I want to shout out my brother Sean Murray, who is in the chat. What is up, dude? And a future aspiring podcaster, by the way, with a deep knowledge of game development, which is really awesome. Okay, well, Pred, that's messed up. All right, guys, and now, Ghost of Tsushima is getting an update to which they are bringing online co-op. Yes, you guys won, okay? You guys won.
We'll make it quick.
Predator cheated, but you guys won, all right?
Come on, hold on, wait a minute. Don't you call yourself King Neutral? Come
Yeah.
on, man. So,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you
but
gotta-
I'm trying to bring structure back to the show. You know,
Yeah,
we
as
moved
long
over
as
to
you're
a
the
new
host, there
night.
is no structure.
All right,
There is no structure.
listen, brother. All right, Ghost of Tsushima. It is dude. When's the date for the update? Do you know? I forget the date.
September. I
September.
don't.
So
Yeah.
in September, they're bringing in an online co-op component to the game, and you know, it's funny because if you look out there on social media, a lot of people will talk about unfinished games and such, and you know, Ghost of Tsushima basically just came out. I find it interesting, in my opinion, that you know this new multiplayer, which is gonna be awesome. Like that is great for people who love Ghost of Tsushima. You know, but they want to be able to experience it with their friends, and it's got its own kind of like multiplayer thing going on. But I don't see anybody running out there saying the game was unfinished at its release date now. Let's go to K Mega since he's being an asshole about things right now. I mean that in the nicest possible way too, brother. But
I got you.
But when it comes to Ghosts, in September they're coming out with a multiplayer aspect. That looks. I looked at kind of like the trailer. It looks to be almost completely separate. You know, I saw them using kind of like these grappling hooks to go across like the trees and stuff like that. I saw like a dark kind of like almost fiery area. It seems like it's its own, definitely its own kind of like thing, separate from the story. Even though you can play certain levels of the story in this multiplayer. But what do you think about this release, brother? Give your thoughts and opinions, and we can you know keep going down the panel after that, bro.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. You know, it was a fantastic game. It was amazing. I picked well. I chose that over The Last of Us 2, and I chose well. So the thing is this for me. To add the online element is finally like, PlayStation, you're listening, because there's something like with Days Gone. I like Days Gone. I think Days Gone is a really good game. It's better than what the score gave it, right? But that not having an online element to it, it's because when I play a game like the zombie game for Xbox, I can't think of it right now. State of Decay. State of Decay 2. I get that same vibe with Days Gone. It's just that it's just more of a personal story about dude and him trying to get to his woman. But if they had like 3 other homeboys implemented into that game, I would enjoy it a hell of a lot more. And that's what PlayStation definitely needs is more online gaming. And so PlayStation fans, most of them, because I can't say most of them, but a lot of them that touts that they just love only single player and that's it, can understand what Xbox fans talk about with that connection of talking and playing games with your friends. Because I understand they play Call of Duty and all that other stuff. They play most of those games, but with their single player, that's that part that where Sony is missing. And to add that, I don't think that's going to be very big. I could be wrong, but just to have that is really awesome.
Adds to
the grappling hook,
man.
Yeah, that's instant replay. That's the stuff that we talk about where Xbox fans feel like they get their money's worth. Because I did feel like I got my money's worth with Ghost of Tsushima because it was just long enough. It was just enough. It wasn't too long and it wasn't too short. And that's why I feel like you get a lot of issues with single one and done type of games. Like The Last of Us 2, I would like to play it, but I will play that game when it's at like 20, $25, because once you get done with that game, there is no reason to go back to it. None. With Ghost of Tsushima doing this, there's all the reason in the world to go back and play it, and it might give people a better incentive to go platinum it, because if they're playing things and they're like, this, that, and the person could tell them where they found this scroll or this flag or whatever, if they're on some kind of mission together, then that would give that person incentive to go back into the single player and play it. So it's a really good look. I hope that they do that with a lot more of their games, and I'll definitely be playing it. And what's another cool thing is that it's free. That's a real big plus. plus. That's a real big plus.
Yeah, that definitely, when it comes down to it, I am happy for the fan base, the player base of this game, because like I said, it does add to the replayability. Not only that, bringing your friends into your experiences. K-Mega spot on. I do think Sony, that was one of my big things moving into the next generation. Will PlayStation, put more emphasis on multiplayer? Because, I think that builds the community more. It gets people to socialize more, having more games that have that multiplayer aspect to it. And it's something that I feel like games, there are exceptions, but I feel like single player, co-op, multiplayer, I feel like that's a whole game right there. And like I said, there are some exceptions, but I got kind of used to that on the Xbox platform. You know what I'm saying? And to see them, putting it in on this game is a really good thing. One thing I will say, Christopher Hart, when you come back into the chat, like, okay, I'm done eating dinner, for some reason, I don't believe you were eating dinner. I believe you were just hanging out while we were talking about something that you didn't really want to chime in on. And as soon as we started talking about Ghost of Tsushima, you came right back in here, brother. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. Crispy, what do you think about Ghost of Tsushima in September, adding on a multiplayer feature? Share your thoughts with us, brother, so this way, we get it on the record, man.
Well, the fact is that I have to keep that same energy and say, good on you, PlayStation. Yes, golf clap. Thank you.
No, yes, that was a real clap.
No, it sounded like a golf clap from here. So, But at the end of the day, you gotta. This is the one game that I wanted to play on there. To be honest with you, like the one game that I was like, this reminds me of so many games, just better made. And the problem I always have with PlayStation is that I'm going to play it for a certain amount of time and I'm going to be done with it. And then you go and say, we're going to have a multiplayer. Because I've only watched people because I don't have a PlayStation sitting under my Xbox One X right now. Okay. But at the end of the day, I gotta call out what I see. And I see great combat. I see something that's really interesting that has a little nostalgia for me because I love games like Tenchu and Shinobi and all these like weird games that like some people didn't like back then.
I love Tenchu.
And now they love them because PlayStation's bringing it in this graphical premise, and it's great to see them finally say, hey, we have great exclusives, but we can also build a multiplayer. And I hope it's exactly what that is, because this is the game that I thought was like the dark horse for game of the year. And, that's why I say meta who, because I think this, from what I hear from everybody that I talk to, this game deserves a 90 plus meta. And it's insane that it's below that. And this is where I go and say, PlayStation, you're taking the right game to start doing this immediately rather than just waiting. You gave a date, you did all this, like just start giving multiplayer, even if it is a little back-ended because you're not expecting people to rejoice in the fact that you're doing it. And if SOCOM's real, I may have to buy a PlayStation 5.
Nice. Yeah. And it's the funny thing about this, because Crispy, you're an Xbox guy, and Crispy, by this, I'm speaking out to the chat right here. Like, Crispy is an Xbox guy, but he is not afraid to give praise. What the frig is that? Is somebody playing a recorder?
It felt like a storm's coming.
Yeah, in K-Mega's realm.
But he's not afraid to give props where it is due, and you heard him when it comes to SOCOM. I think that's a big difference from what I've seen in social media. Of course, there are PlayStation people out there that you can talk games, can go back and forth between platforms, and everything is good. But damn, social media has gotten so toxic with that kind of like fanboyism, man. And you come here, you get a more refreshing take and opinion on things. And with that being said, I gotta go to my West Coast brother, Dark, Ghost of Tsushima, adding on a multiplayer. Did you think it was gonna happen, bro? And are you excited? What's up?
Honestly, I was like, I didn't even really care when I heard about it. I was just like, okay, all right. I mean, you know,
I think he's going
like,
right,
okay.
and he goes left. Go ahead, brother. Yo, explain.
You know me, man. I'm not much of a multiplayer person anyway, so it wasn't like something that I was just like, oh wow, you know, I can't believe they're actually doing this. You know, it was just kind of more like, oh cool, you know, more people gonna be able to play it, you know, because you know there are people out there, and you know, and Crispy knows this that that only play multiplayer games, and you know, and that's you know that's fine and dandy. So it's gonna definitely bring in more people to play the game, which is good. I think that's a good thing. Hopefully, maybe some of those people will play the single player aspect of the game because the single player is really good. You know, I'm kind of more like, oh, okay, yeah, something. You know, it looks like what
Chris
they're
is saying
doing
the
here.
online co-op is incredible, like he has already played it or something, like in the
Man,
chat.
that dude is off on his rocker somewhere.
Yo, he's
I
got
don't
his
know.
pom poms
off,
flaring right
he's
now.
off somewhere. I don't know. He's off somewhere in La La Land or some shit. You know, because I mean, like, I think it'll be a good experience for some people. But I think a lot of people will be like, I don't really care about that type of thing. Especially, I think the ones who are just like they've already played the game. Like, I mean, I don't know if Fred would actually go back to playing it, but like, I know myself, like, I wouldn't go back to playing it just because they added a co-op, you know.
I think Dark was saying, yo, we should have done the outros, is what he's saying. Like, in his mind, he's like, we should have just went to the outros.
No, I was actually all for it. I thought, and I was like, I was willing to give my opinion.
Oh
so
yeah, you called me out for the King Neutral thing, right? Yeah, I remember.
Did, yeah.
I remember.
Well,
I
actually,
remember
that was with that. I was kind of like in the background, you know. I was like, yeah, okay, Mega, go get him.
Yo, shout out to Selexi. What is going on? Good to see you in the chat. For people who don't know, Selexi is a streamer, I believe, on Twitch as well. I won one of her contests on Twitter, and I am getting an Xbox Master Chief 117 pin in the mail. Thank you so much again for doing that contest. I really appreciate it. Definitely check her out. I believe, like I said, I believe it's on Twitch. I am gonna check out her live stream. I saw
something about that on Twitter earlier, or I think a day ago or so.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome. Yeah, at a point in time where everybody was getting these Battletoad kind of like promo gift boxes, except
Dude, you got something better.
Except for me,
Halo.
Yeah,
Halo, buddy.
I got that pin.
I'd rather have Halo than
yes!
fucking Battletoads.
She doesn't even know how much she made my day that day. Like, yo, I swear. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's go to Pred on this then, because you know, Dark said, I wonder if Pred will go back and play this game. I know Pred does get into multiplayer stuff. So Pred, what do you think about this update coming in September? Yo, share your thoughts, bro. Are you gonna get back in and play?
Nope.
Wow.
I hung on to my PlayStation just for this game, and I made the decision that once I finish this game, I was getting rid of my PlayStation. I sold it for like $250. So I'm like, I'm out.
Oh, so you don't have your PlayStation anymore?
I don't have my PlayStation anymore. There's nothing coming out between Ghost of Tsushima and the launch of the PlayStation 5 that I need to hold on to the PlayStation 4 for. So if I'm going to get another PlayStation, it'll be a PlayStation 5. Most of the games, from my understanding, they're not going to be compatible with the PlayStation 4 anyway. So what's the whole point of hanging on to it?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I got rid of it. And the multiplayer thing wouldn't have kept me. This is my issue with this. Put my drink down.
Oh, I heard it too, man.
So, like, why wasn't multiplayer announced for this game back in the day?
They didn't say anything about it. So,
but yet, Last of Us 2 is supposed to have multiplayer, but we've not heard shit about it. So, what's the problem?
Because that's going to be a PS5 exclusive that you're going to pay extra for. I can almost guarantee that shit, man.
So you start asking questions like this, like, okay, why did you not talk about this beforehand? Why is this a shadow release of? I mean,
they're gonna put the Miles Morales on the Last of Us 2 thing.
Yeah, I will say the Ghost of Tsushima thing is free. It's an add-on. You don't have to pay anything for it, but it would have been nice to know. And it isn't that PlayStation does this, because I think a lot of companies do this too. Like, they don't tell you what the roadmap is for the game when you buy it. You find out shit later. I get some of these games.
Yo,
like
Chris
Destiny,
said in all caps, it said it did not need to be announced.
It did need to be announced. If people are buying the game, we need to know what's coming with it.
Yo,
you don't buy a car, you don't know what the fuck is on the sticker. You fucking look at shit.
It's like, oh shit, I got a CD changer and Sirius satellite radio. What?
So I didn't know. Eat your pizza, Chris.
And air conditioning. Shit.
Yeah, but when you buy, you
and I got tires. Oh my god,
I got tires.
You spend $60 in the game. You want to know what the fuck's coming in the game. Don't surprise me. I mean, again, if you're into that thing in that game, in that game mode, great. But it would have been nice to know that they were adding this to the game at some point before they released it.
I wonder, Fred, if they did it because the game sold well, and if it didn't, wonder if they just wouldn't even said anything.
Huh.
Well, I would disagree with that, because if it sold well, which it did, and that was their excuse, they would have sold it. They wouldn't have given it to you for free. They would have tried to make more money off of it.
I don't know. You might be right.
Unless they got some microtransactions or something that I don't know about. But like, again, we haven't seen it. I don't know what it is, too much about it. But I don't think it would have made me, if I'd have known about it after I beat the single player, still don't think I would have hung on to the game and the console because of the DLC coming with it. So I still would have let it go.
Damn, you know what the really messed up thing about this, though? You know what the really messed up thing is? Is that Ghost of Tsushima is getting a multiplayer mode before The Last of Us 2.
That's what I just said.
Right, yeah.
That's messed up, dude. That's really messed up.
That's what I said. I mean, and again, it's if you're gonna add more to the game, I'm never gonna say there's anything wrong with it. I just think they should have mentioned it at some point in time, because that's something people usually ask. Is it multiplayer? What console is coming on? Is it multiplayer? And are you going to have any DLC for it? Something like that. Those are the questions most gamers ask when they see a game that they've never heard of before. And like, I've never heard of multiplayer and or DLC for Ghost of Tsushima ever. And all of a sudden, here it comes.
And Pred, from what I'm seeing, like, it is completely kind of like it's a separate thing. It's got its own it takes development time to do all that stuff. They didn't just make it yesterday, a couple days ago and then announce it.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
And we never heard anything about it. At least if it was talked about, it was in channels I don't follow. But I've never heard about it.
No.
If anybody in the panel or anybody in the chat besides Chris Hart, who's trying to call everybody a fraud, eat your pizza, you probably didn't beat the game yet.
He probably don't even have the game.
I think he does. Well, I mean,
he has the game, but he damn sure ain't beat it.
Yeah.
He's too busy. He's too busy in podcasts talking shit to everybody.
Playing games. True.
I can't argue with that one. But yo, shout out to Viper YT hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, I'm waiting on the PS5 to play Ghost of Tsushima. Haven't had PS Plus in 4 years, and this multiplayer edition might get me to sign up again. And Sony definitely appreciates that. They're hoping that would definitely happen with some people. Shout out to you for the support, bro. Definitely appreciate that. And of course, Sir X-Man comes back in. It is sad when the remake of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 has multiplayer for the first time and the new games don't have multiplayer. I don't understand. I hear you, Sir X-Man. You look at Battletoads. Battletoads screams online co-op, and shout out to Dlala Studios. Please make it happen. If you're listening, please go back there and make it happen. When it comes to Ghosts, though, I don't think anybody was expecting a multiplayer aspect. I think this came kind of out of left field, and I think a lot of people are excited for it now. I think the game is underrated. I haven't played it, but from what I've seen, it seems like a game I could definitely get into.
Oh, it's definitely underrated.
On the PlayStation. It might be
Metacritic is just.
It might be one of those Game of the Year kind of like nominations. If not from the companies and the journalists that do that, from the gaming community itself. You know what I'm saying? I like the awards that are really based within the community. Those are the awards that I really get into. But did I miss anybody with Ghost of Tsushima? Did I miss anybody? All right, K Mega, is it okay to do the outros now?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, brother. Yo, shout out to the chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Again, next podcast is now on Thursdays. You can find this show here, 7 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. I think it was a good move. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat was absolute fire tonight. But you know how it goes, man. Like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we gotta get those plugs in. And I'm gonna start with my West Coast brother, the man who gave 0 shits tonight and just shared his opinions, raw and uncut. Dark Optimus, brother. It is always good to have you on the show, and I'm hearing you like Thursdays as well. It seems to be within your schedule, and you went in tonight, man. You definitely went in. Why don't you let people know where they can go to talk games with you, brother? And if there's anything else you want to say, now is the time, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation with the same name. And as always, Bot, it's always fun to be on this podcast, man. And, I don't really have any other announcements, to be honest.
Okay,
Nothing yet.
Hey, dude.
Hopefully somewhere down the line.
I'm saying, there are times where you can keep it short and sweet, and it hits that same nail.
No, dude, I feel like you want us to say something, dude. Always, every time, dude.
No, I'm not even traveling down that dark alley. No, I'm not taking the bait, bro.
Like I DM'd you about doing Thursdays, and you're like, well, you can join if you want to. Like you don't want us to join. Come on,
dude. I just want
you run this podcast with an iron fist. And everybody knows it.
Really, bro. Guys,
an asshole. Damn, asshole. Y'all don't know the
Yo, the view from under this bus is really rusty right now. That's all I gotta say. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat. He says, "Happy birthday, K Mega. Next Tuesday, he will be 60 years old."
Well, like 160.
Yo, on that note, I gotta give him the mic on this one. Yo, K Mega, of course, GRG is coming up. Absolute incredible podcast. Yo, great energy. A lot of emotion in your show. Let people know about that. Let people know about your YouTube channel. You know, you are a streamer as well. There's a lot to talk about with you, and you know, you got to give a thank you to Sir X-Man about your 60-year birthday shout out, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, I look like I'm in my 30s, and I'm 60. It feels really, really good. And I make love like I'm 20. So it's a great life. Huh? What'd you say? What did you say?
It is that because black don't crack.
That's right. Black don't crack, baby.
Yo, K-Mega, I do tell people that this panel is truthful, right? I don't know about that last part with the 20-year-old, man. I asked Pred, Pred, do you have any information on that from from Mrs.
Don't
K
you-
Mega.
Oh my
Nope,
God!
I'm not even going there.
Look at that! Me and Fred be talking the biggest shit to each other. Look at Bot. Throw that little
You did
jab
that
at me.
shit earlier
Okay.
this week too.
I know. Oh, did he? That's
Yeah.
bad. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? Miss Mega is asleep right now because
Yeah, she is.
Oh, damn.
no.
Man.
You know what?
Put her there.
Your wife sent me that letter, told me that you better stop talking like that. I told you that. But anyway, Bob, you're a damn fool for that. But anyway, no, check out the GRG podcast. Tomorrow night. It still kind of throws me off because I'm kind of say every Friday night, but it's tomorrow. Tomorrow night's 8:30. So come check us out. We'll definitely be hitting up some great topics. One topic that I've been trying to get for the last couple of weeks, I will finally get it. Is where it's which, and Bots, you said you like that topic. Is which was your favorite Xbox? Since we're totally at the end of this generation so far, is it the 360? Is the Xbox One, or is the OG? But if you really think about it, it's not as easy. Well, because most people might say the 360, but there's a lot of differences that's going on. So I think when we break this down, and I'll break it down tomorrow.
What about that CD burn feature that was in the OG Xbox, man?
Or that
CD
that
rip.
damn,
Just rip that music and play it on it.
or that red eye beam that you had to look at, and that 360 was gone, Jack. But anyway,
yeah. Dude,
yeah.
I love that topic, man.
Yeah, no, so yeah, we'll definitely have fun with that topic and then other stuff that we're going to be talking about. So we'll be showing my beautiful gameplay, since Bot is afraid to let me bring my gameplay back onto the show. Next
week we will be doing gameplay. I gotta check out Pred and see if that how he's capturing it works. But we're definitely bringing that back now.
Yeah, and also I stream on Twitch. Check me out. Sometimes I kind of stream on Twitch and YouTube. Sometimes I forget, but now since I always look out for it, I think I'm gonna, on certain games, I'll just switch on both. Unfortunately, I don't think Fight Night can make it on a stream for YouTube because I might get shut down because the shit that we talk about. But yeah, check us out. Check me out on Twitch, and then also check me out on Twitter at KMega4. The YouTube channel. Go sub to all the guys at GRG. Go sub to everybody here. And man, thank you guys for the support, man. Everybody have a good one, man. Thank you.
Nice, brother. And Predator, I hope you have time to put down your phone. I know you've been getting text messages from Mrs. K Mega this whole show.
Whoa.
MMS messages with captures and videos and shit.
Nice. Don't make me make that call to mail, but don't make me do that.
What are you talking about?
Don't make us get on mail too. We can play this game too.
Hey, all I gotta just say, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, you want to play some Fortnite? How about we do it privately? Okay.
Here we go. Oh man.
All right, go ahead.
Dude,
Another simulator you should be playing instead of flight
The
simulator.
worst part is Bowski would do that too.
Right. Your boyfriend, your husband over there, your man over there is over here talking about Battletoads. That ain't a man's game. Flight simulator.
She only interested in Fortnite, game. Bro. That's it, man.
Fortnite.
She using you to fill out the roster, man. That's all.
Oh shit! I'm filling out the roster. Let's go!
Oh man, I'm gonna have to call Mrs. K Mega. You know what they say? Once you go white, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
What? Oh my god!
I don't have anything for that. Yo, Pred, let the people out there know where they can go to talk games with you, brother. And if there's anything you want to say, now is the time, bro.
Oh shit!
Fuck, I don't even know how to follow that up.
I know, disrespectful.
Predator Display Show S pretty much everywhere. See you guys next week.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Yo, shout out to Sean Murray. Dude, if I'm on Destiny later, I will definitely hit you up on that, bro. You already know. Crispy. Dude, coming in again, opinionated as ever. Again, one of the reasons why I love having you on the show every week. Dude, let people know you are on multiple shows. You got some stuff to promote here, and of course, let people know where they can go to talk games with you, brother.
Well, first of all, I mean, the chat was incredible.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
mean, the laughs that we just had on the panel. Come on, man. Like, you got to love it. Like, we are all family at the end of the day. We all play games. That's the beauty of it. But it's at Crispy Bomb on Twitter. You can find me on Xbox Live, Crispy Bomb 28. Hit me up. If it's on Game Pass, I will try to play it if I got time. Unfortunately, work is work, and that's the way it rolls. Got to make the money. But yeah, you got tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. breakfast with Boom. You got Tuesday night, 7 p.m. You got Retro Renegades on whoever's channel it's gonna be on that point. But yeah, I'm there always. And then you can find me here on Thursday nights. On the Nick podcast.
Beautiful, brother. And again, yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who hit up that super chat as well. Thank you guys, everybody, for the support. While I'm at it, just to let you guys know, I am looking for new members to join this channel so I could put more emoticons in for the members to try out. I designed a few more emoticons. So, yo, if you really want to take that next step in support, definitely become a member to this channel, and I can put even more emoticons in. I can switch them up. I can do a bunch of stuff. I love messing with like doing graphic work in terms of that whole thing. So again, huge shout out to all you guys, and I'm gonna end the show the way I do now since we're on Thursdays. We will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace. I'm calling Mel right now.
Pizza.
Dude, I had pizza for dinner.